Today's guests are two members of a band that I really enjoy. They're out of Mobile, Alabama. They have a new album coming out in May, and they've been picking up some steam. I'm grateful to spend time today with Brandon Coleman and Andy Bishop from the Red Clay Strays. Yeah, I guess Ben has that mustache. Some people can't grow certain facial hair.
Oh, Brandon's native, man.
Yeah, I can't really. I can grow a mustache and a little bit of a goatee, but that's it. Everything else doesn't work.
Really? Why? What happened? You weren't scalped or something? Somebody wasn't.
No,
How native are you?
I think Brandon's
I'm like Cherokee, so
doing the scalping.
Yeah, we were doing the scalping.
Then you think you'd have a little extra collection.
You would think so. Like if my grandmother would have passed them down or something, but
Yeah.
she never did any of that.
Wow. And so was your grandmother, did she seem kind of native? Like, did she have a kind of a vibe like that?
A little bit. It was really my great-great-grandmother. I have an old black and white photo of her somewhere she's just straight up Cherokee Indian.
Wow.
That's like straight out of Red Dead Redemption 2,
Yeah. Do you feel native sometimes?
I don't think so.
Like if you get near like I wonder if you hear stuff different than on like a regular non-native person hears.
I'll speak on it. I think Brandon gets a little frisky when like a rainstorm's coming in,
Yeah.
Him and his brother, his brother's on the road with us too, our videographer. So
Yeah, I met him one time when I met you guys.
he can actually throat sing pretty good too.
Yeah, he does it as a joke, and everybody's like, "You can't do that." But he's like, "I'm native. I can do that if I want to."
What, he'll start really
He'll get into it.
good.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
So you can do it too. Watch out.
that's powerful, man. Yeah, one time I was up in Minnesota, like in Minnetonka, Minnesota, and I went to, they had what's it called, like a big get-together that natives have?
Powwow.
Every time I've heard the word powwow, it just meant backing trucks up to a campfire and drinking whiskey all night.
Yeah, but that sounds pretty native to me, too.
Yeah. Cooking meat.
Throw a little gambling in there too.
Yeah. Powwow is a gathering with dances held by many Native Americans and First Nations communities.
I'd say so.
That's it.
Ben was right.
Yeah, Ben was right. I didn't sleep that great. You guys have that ever?
Oh, dude.
All the time.
I don't think we sleep good till we go home.
Yeah.
I don't sleep well going out on the road. It takes a couple of days to get used to sleeping on a bus. And then getting home, it takes a couple of days to get used to sleeping in your own bed again.
Yeah.
So that equals about no sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is kind of it's a real, you're always trying to get comfortable.
Yeah.
That's what we carry a lot of Z-Quil on the bus.
Yeah?
That's the first couple of nights. Have you Prevost it? You been in the tour buses?
Yep.
Those things are hard to sleep in for the first couple of nights for me.
What part do you sleep in, and what part do you choose to sleep in? Like, is there because there's the different levels of the bunks?
Yeah, so we're in a crew bus still, so we travel 12 deep. We got the crew, everybody in one bus. So I'm the back middle. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the top bunk.
We're looking for that second bus, but
Yeah, no, we have one bus when we go, and it's everybody's in there. They have a crew bus for like production, so they're in a separate bus.
Ben's got some pictures. There you go.
There's definitely different values to the different slots, I think.
Yeah, our tour manager and keyboard player, they all prefer the bottom bunk. They say it's the nicest.
Yeah.
They said the worst part about the bottom bunk is if you blow a tire out, it scares the crap out of you. But
Man, you're by everybody's feet.
Yeah, that's a good point. I guess there's a lot more dirt down there. There's a little bit of foot traffic if you open the curtain.
people throwing their shoes off, and then you got to wake up, move shoes out of the way.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you have to really want to get up.
So I will tell you, our old bus, what we call it's a bus. The one we traveled in before, it's like a redneck Prevost. It was a 99 E450 with 6 bunks built in the back of it.
You could probably Google it, Ben.
Yeah, you could.
The Breeze is what we named it.
And this was homemade, so this is how you guys when you guys started hitting the road.
Yeah. And we broke down a lot. Picked ourselves up off the side of the road multiple times.
Yeah.
Well, we had started looking for a van and the vans were just so expensive at the time. So, yeah, we're
There's
sitting
the
on
front
it up
of
there.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know if we have a picture of the inside.
Probably not.
Not on the internet.
That's an old picture.
And this looks like one of those things where they go to pick up seniors kind of to take them to market and stuff. Is it
Yep.
that sort of?
Yeah.
Like a shuttle bus.
Did it have that sort of door on it?
That's us waving goodbye.
Yeah, that was when we got the new bus. It had the door. It had an electric open. We ended up just getting rid of it, and then our security system was just a ratchet strap, had an eye bolt on it, and we just hooked to it
Yeah, it was rough.
at
was
nighttime.
it.
Yeah, but we're practically diesel mechanics. If you ever got a 7.3 and you worked on,
Because there's so many breakdowns, you mean?
Yeah.
We had one at we had a guy that refused to, he would buzz cut his hair every day, refused to cut any of his ear hair.
what about his nose hair?
It was all coming out of his ears. Whatever was supposed to be in his nose had gone upstream, I guess.
You could
know?
see it?
Oh, yeah. You could see it. I mean, it was like his,
One of those little troll dolls. Or
yes.
something.
Yeah, like
See,
one of
those-
those dolls you would get at school you put on your
pencil.
yeah.
You got to cut that at night. You got to do it for him.
Oh, I think the moon cuts his hair. It
The
was
moon
very,
cuts his hair.
I mean, it was like it had like it was involved in something extraterrestrial, and but that thing broke down a couple times. And one time he just threw a cup of water on it. I was like, "That's not hell. We got to get
Is
another."
he shampooing it?
Oh, I'm talking about the engine. The engine broke down one time, and he threw a cup of water on it.
I thought you were talking about his ear hair. He's
Oh,
throwing
the
a
ear
cup
hair?
of water
No.
on his ear hair.
The ear hair, you could-
We've thrown our share. Well, we blew a hub. We had to throw water on it.
Yeah.
Just mostly just to listen to it sizzle.
See how
I
hot
think.
it was.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, it's hot. It's hot.
That's always the best mechanic, dude. When you just crack that thing open, you're just like, "Oh,
Oh,
this
dude,
is too
we've
hot."
had some. There was one. You remember we blew a heater hose, and it had what's called a quick connect on it. Was it a heater hose?
You talking about Joe?
No, this was me and you. You remember I spit on it.
Oh, yeah.
We couldn't get it to go over that little. It's like you just push it on, it clips, and that's it. And we just fought with it for hours. And I was like,
We
you know
missed
what?
our show. We had to cancel our show and everything because we could not get this thing to slide up.
It just needed and I was like, you know what, screw it. I went in there. We're all sitting in the bus kind of thinking about what to do. I went out there and spit on it and pushed it on there and got it good.
And it worked.
Just
we
needed a
hit
little
the
lube,
road.
man.
Yeah.
That's it. Oh, that's all you need a lot of times. Red Clay Strays, man. Thank you guys for coming in.
Thanks for having
Thanks
us.
for having us.
Yeah, I'm such a big fan, guys.
Why?
I don't know. There's
Put you on the
something
spot.
damn. There's something just damn. It feels like a little bit whimsical, historical, romantic about the music.
Thank you.
There's something that feels like you just hop on the clock hands and just start spinning backwards, and it's like almost feels like a little bit of like a time warp. I don't know. This just feels. It feels good, man. It feels good to listen to.
Well, that's cool.
I know you guys started. You guys are from the South. You guys are from Alabama, right?
We all still live there.
Yeah.
Born and raised. Mobile.
And how do you guys? Was it a couple of you at first? You guys have 5 guys now.
We have 6 now.
Okay.
But yeah, it was originally 5. Yeah. We just hired a keyboard player
Oh wow.
like last month.
Yep.
And did you audition for that, or how'd that go?
We actually met him on when we were touring with El King, and he was playing with El at the time. And then we realized last summer that he wasn't playing with El anymore, and reached out to him.
Immediately.
no.
It was one of those, we showed up, we're like, we're Sevens. He's like, he's not with us anymore. We turned around, made a phone call. Like, we got him now.
You're like,
He's ours.
You're like, they let him go. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, that's perfect then. So is that needed because you want to add a different element to the music, or how do you come to make that choice kind of?
I think we just wanted we've always wanted a keys player to, lay down piano and organ tracks. And I could play a little bit, but not near as good as we needed, I guess. So that's always been a thing we wanted to add in our music. And it was supposed to be, we were going to get our drummer's little brother to play keys with us, and he passed away in 2020. So that was, Sevens is the right guy to fill that role that was originally intended for him, I think.
Yeah.
Was there like a trial night where he comes in and you're like, okay, this is...
Normally we would hold
Yeah.
an audition, but we already knew how great of a player he was from seeing him play with El, and just sitting around in green rooms when there'd be a piano in the green room and he'd we saw him play and how good he was. So
I think we've always been kind of looking for that piano player. And when we saw him with Els, like Brandon said, it's one of those like, dang, that guy's he's good.
It was just a dang.
So when we saw that opportunity, we jumped on it as soon as we could.
Yeah.
And he fits in just long with us.
yeah, when we called, we weren't like, "Do you want to audition for us?" We were like, "Hey, do you want to play with us?" So,
Yeah, but here we are. We're auditioning. We'll audition in front of house guys and guitar techs. But
And how does the band start to form up? Like when it started out, how does a band even start? Because I'm used to just hearing some guys like get together, write down a song or whatever, and then just kind of get in a fight at somebody's house, and then the band is done.
we do that. We just haven't quit yet.
yeah. Plenty of fights have happened. No, it's I had actually met Drew right when I was still in high school, and then Drew introduced me to Andrew. And we had started a little cover band. Drew, the guitar player, he was actually the manager at the time. And, that band played for a while, and we had actually hired John in that band, and he played for a couple months before it dissolved. And then we hired Zach, our guitar player, and started calling ourselves Red Clay Strays. And then Drew, eventually we learned that he could sing, and he was learning how to play guitar at the time, so we started getting Drew to come on stage with us. And when he first started getting on stage with us, he kept his amp turned all the way down. He wouldn't even actually play. Yeah, he was just really shy.
We're all
I didn't know
pretty
there's a way.
shy.
I didn't know there's a way to be shy on there with you.
Oh yeah, he was faking it till he made it.
That's one thing that was cool to see is because I lived with him, and just he would locked himself in his room every day pretty much for like a year and just taught himself how to play guitar. And so
I used to tell him to stop playing too. I feel bad now. He'd be in there in the old band. We'd be ending practice, and he'd have like a beer bottle just raking it across the strings, and I'd just have to tell him like, "Dude, you gotta give me a minute. You gotta stop." And now he's like, Drew's one of those. He gets the most improvement award every year for us.
Wow.
He just gets better and better, and it's just he's good. I wish I had his work ethic when it came to learning an instrument.
So he was on with you guys, and then he got better.
Well, he was the manager in our first band, and then when Red Clay Strays started, the five of us started that, together. There he is, handsome devil there.
He's like, I got to get in here.
Yeah, I think he's got it in his song. Him and Brandon's little brother Matthew write our songs pretty much 50-50, and Brandon writes some too. So I think it's just natural in him. He just had to find that way of getting it out, and
I think what got him on stage was we noticed he was singing harmonies at practice. So we're like, "Hey, get on stage and start singing with us." And he didn't want to just be standing on stage empty-handed, so he would turn the guitar down and just hold the guitar pretty much. And then somewhere along the line, decided that he wanted to start actually playing, so he taught himself.
Wow, that's amazing.
Zach, he's just always been
Zach's
incredible.
Always been
Zach
good.
just come right in, just ripping and shredding and blowing everybody away. Now it's just surprising to see that Drew and Zach, just two completely different styles and how they've learned off of one another over the years.
And so, like in the past, probably year, things have started to get busier, right?
Yeah. We've been, especially. I think things really started taking off for us. We were actually off the road last fall in November, and we just see these numbers just like on a rocket ship. Like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah,
we're just riding it out.
We hired my little brother, who is the other songwriter. So we had already been playing all of his songs, and but he would do his own thing. And I think he was driving for Uber at the time. And we took him on the El King run last year, and then officially hired him like last April. And he just went right to work recording us and monitoring our social medias and like building a social media presence, and then popping off on TikTok, I think, a couple times, really.
Yeah.
That with the L Tour just kind of jump started it a little bit for us.
Yeah, he does a great job because there's a lot of
social
he has a lot of fun clips on there. You guys have some cool stuff on YouTube, some stuff that I hadn't heard that wasn't released yet, just like on Spotify and stuff.
That used to be how we toured.
Yeah, we toured off of YouTube.
We just tell people to call venues and tell them to check out YouTube and Facebook.
Yeah.
Just, hopefully they book us, and a lot of them did. So what we did.
And when did you guys start touring pretty heavily? Kind of like when did it?
Oh shoot, dude, we used to play. I mean, we'd play 200 cap rooms. I remember getting excited for 70 people showing up. Yeah. I mean, we've always been. We just wanted, our big thing was we wanted to be the hardest working band in America. So we would, I mean, shoot, for the last couple of years, we've played majority of the year out on the road. Especially last year, we did over 150 shows driving ourselves. So it's like more of like 250 travel days or more. And then that was the same the year before. We're just running around breaking down and just excited for 50 people to be in front of us.
Gosh.
It's crazy to look back at that now, and we always wanted, where we are now, we kind of always looked up to, like, man, I want to play these clubs, you know, these 1,000, 2,000 cap rooms every night. I could get used to that, like opening for people, and now we're there, and now we're like, man, those arenas look fun. How about getting used to doing that, you know? So
yeah, or a festival. Do you guys do a lot of festivals too? Well, that'll probably happen this summer.
Yeah,
huh?
we do a lot of festivals. Yeah. I don't know if we really like festivals as much. We like doing our own show. We're not pressed for time. Yeah. Festivals, you got to be on time with starting and ending, and that's just, it's kind of, we like to take our time and relax.
The set is really short too. It's like we get 45 minutes, and it's like I'm just now starting to get warmed up at 45 minutes, you know, and then it's over with.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're not headlining festivals or playing at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, you know.
Oh yeah, the sunburn time.
Oh yeah, we just did it in Tortuga and Fort Lauderdale.
Oh yeah, at the Heat Stroke Festival or
the
whatever.
Heat Stroke Festival. Yeah, we just felt like we just ruined everybody's beach party.
Yeah. Oh, that's the worst.
We're up there playing sad songs.
Dude, I remember one night we had to play. I'm thinking of. One time they put us at this Italian kind of cocaine sort of Christmas kind of party, and it was this was in LA. It's probably about like maybe 7 years ago. Like, are you guys going to perform at this Christmas party?
This cocaine Christmas party?
Yeah, well, we get there early and everybody's trying to get us to do cocaine, and we're doing it. And then like we had to perform, but we thought it would be like a stage and like a good setup. So I think it had rained or something, and they put like this party in like a tent, one of those white tents with the fake plastic windows in it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Like,
yeah.
And so we had to perform in there right next to the tables. Like some people's backs were like, you were on the curve of the table in their backs and they were eating.
You were doing stand-up in there?
Oh, it was
You just feel like you're just in the way.
It was so hard.
Especially high on cocaine, I'm sure, too.
Oh, it made me so like scared and nervous. And some lady kept kind of biting her lip at me. And, oh, that was one of the worst moments that ever happened.
She was probably doing the cocaine, too. That's probably that jaw thing that goes on, you know?
Everybody
You're
in
probably
there
misreading that one.
Everybody was rattling.
Rattling.
Everybody in there definitely had a catalytic converter issue. It was just, but that was a tough gig, man.
Yeah, we've had those. Those tough gigs make you humble, though.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we just had go ahead, Brandon. I don't think I know what you're going to talk about.
I was going to talk about the Purple Buffalo.
Oh, I was going to talk about Dallas Cowboys. Was that a corporate gig you did?
No, I've done some really bad ones.
I hate corporate gigs, man.
Shows are terrible, yeah.
Some guy made his son come up and give us $10 one night when we were on stage, and we're performing like an empty backyard.
Really?
Yeah.
And you're doing comedy?
Yeah.
I've never seen someone tip a comedian on stage.
Oh, live. This kid ran across as a child.
Go give that nice man $10.
I've had those shows too where it's just like you're in someone's backyard and they're not paying attention, but at least there's music and it's super loud and you can drown all that out. I can only imagine being in that setting, trying to tell jokes and like nobody's paying attention to you.
Yeah.
I don't know how you keep it together, man. I'd have an anxiety attack just trying to.
It just, you're like, yeah, this is what I deserve. That's where it kind of ends with you, you know? The tough part about the kid was he kept running across like halfway and then got confused with what to do, and he would go back and ask his dad. So it was just like, just give me the $10, like, or I'll come get it, but I can't. It was like I was
Did you just take it from him and he start crying?
Yeah, I was just like,
don't drop out of school, kid. Thanks.
Oh, that was a really tough one.
That's putting the grind in though, man.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, dude, I used to drive at 110 miles an hour to get to the next gig, putting everyone's life in danger so that I could perform at like an O'Charlie's somewhere or something.
Yeah.
Like, it was like everybody. It was very.
We used to have our Mexican restaurant gigs way back in the day doing 4-hour cover shows.
Oh, that sounds fun. Kinda.
It's not.
we played.
It's fun for a minute, for at least the first hour.
There was one right before COVID had happened, and it was this place called the Purple Buffalo, and
North Charleston.
yeah, we played like right after this heavy metal. Like,
No, it was a punk rock
yeah,
show.
like a punk rock show.
Oh.
And,
Three
like,
punk rock bands before us.
And then you?
and then us, and we're playing covers at the time too. Our country bumpkin butts just get up there and just start playing music. The room just empties out, and we're literally playing to nobody. And so I just go out in the crowd, and I just sit.
Well, where the crowd would
I'm
be.
sitting where the crowd would be, and I'm just sitting at the table singing to the band as they're playing. And then the whole time the bartender was like offering us drinks. So we're broke at the time too, and we're just thinking, oh cool, well, at least we got a bar tab.
Yeah, at least we're gonna get the drink
and
tonight.
then after the show, she just brings us the bill.
Oh yeah.
Oh man,
We didn't even get paid to play. It was like,
didn't make any money.
yeah, we're like looking around the bus for change. Pay our bar tab at this place.
Just drank
Oh, there it
ourselves
is.
There's a
down.
picture of an actual purple
Purple
buffalo. I prefer that one.
Oh, yeah, that's nice.
That was
Oh, that's
good
what the
times,
place
man.
looks like with people in it. That's kind of cool.
Oh, I've met her before. She parties, dude.
We've definitely had those empty shows where you just play for yourselves.
Yeah.
That's when you really got to enjoy what you're doing.
We used to play for tips, like just our tip bucket determined how far we were going to get the next day.
Mm-hmm.
We'd have no money, and we'd get tip money for gas and maybe even one hotel room for all 5 of us to pile up in.
Nuh-uh.
And it was just chance every day,
Yeah. Damn.
Stayed in a lot of people's houses, or even slept in the car a couple times before we got the bus, our
The
shuttle
Breeze,
bus. That is
yeah.
the Breeze.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've I wouldn't say we're successful. We're not where we are from overnight, I guess.
Yeah, I think that's what I was trying to get at a little bit, just like thinking about all this stuff. It's funny, a lot of times I'll forget about a lot of that
Oh yeah.
in a weird way.
You can take it for granted pretty easily.
Yeah, it's weird for me. I don't even know if I take it I just forget. It's like you forget the work that you've put into something.
Yeah.
You know?
Me and you've been doing this since 2015.
Mm-hmm.
So, 7 years, 8 years,
I was in college too.
9 years for me and you.
Yeah,
I'm thinking
I've
of
known
just
yeah,
Red Clay
yeah.
Strays,
Red Clay Strays has been. Yeah.
And the band before that, what was it called?
Coleman Mason Band.
It was just a local cover band. The band we don't speak of.
Really?
We would run the crowd out.
Yeah.
I love that. Hey, look. Then Red Clay Strays
We're
brought
the-
them back in.
Yeah, we're coming as the bar closer, man. They want to get them out, we got them out.
Oh, I love that, dude. It's
We're
like
the
instead of playing
closer.
closing time, it's like, let's hire this band.
Yeah, they'll get them out.
They'll get them out.
And you want to shut this thing down, we got you.
Which even with which we mainly ran people away because it was so loud. The guitar amps were so loud. But even with Red Clay Strays, we were playing somewhere in Arkansas, where the sound man come up on stage and he told us to turn down, and I was like, the only thing running through this system that you're wanting to turn down is my vocals. Like, the drums are still going to be loud, the guitar's still going to be loud. And so I walk over there and I inch it down just a little bit and, continue playing. And he just like walks on after a song just right in the middle of the set. So we're not doing this tonight. And he just walks up and turns everything down by himself. And I was just like, man, if I didn't need this $500, I would freaking leave right now.
Yeah.
Oh,
It was
We used to
rough.
talk about game. It was a pack
That was
up
at
and leave.
that was at a restaurant too.
Yeah, that was in JJ's in
JJ's.
Little Rock, Arkansas. Was that Little Rock? No, that was Fayetteville, Arkansas.
Fayetteville,
yeah, that's the tough part. When you're going to compete with people's moment to dine.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a dinner. Yeah, those suck.
When you're going to say, hey, set that fork down for a second, mama. I got something for you.
We'll give you a pork chop.
Can you turn the music down? Can you tell them to turn it down? That's what playing with people eating is like.
And we
Yeah.
used to do our own sound too, so we used to make it real loud because we grew up listening to like Skinner, and we thought that's how it's supposed to be,
Yeah.
just loud.
We're still pretty loud.
Yeah, we are probably still pretty loud.
The number one thing I think that's tough sometimes if I go into like a small venue or like a just like a bar and somebody's playing is if you can't hear the vocals a lot of times.
Oh yeah,
It sucks. Cuz you're like, I might love this.
Yeah.
that's
am.
why we try to hire a good sound guy. That's dude. The sound guy is what I mean. That's your. He's practically a member of the band. He's making you sound good for everybody.
It's a good
And
point
we've been
of-
to a lot of big concerts. Just like this sounds like crap,
Yeah.
and this sucks because we know how good that band is.
It doesn't matter how good the music is if you can't understand or can't hear something, then it's pointless.
Yeah, there's a lot of venues aren't really built for comedy or music where you have to end up playing too, which is kind of wild. You know, like recently I went to some places and the venue just wasn't. It's not the perfect venue, but it's the only one in that area that you can play.
Yeah. We've been to those where you walk in and the reverb in the room is just ridiculous.
Yeah.
You just know you're just going to blow these people's heads off. It's just part of it.
This episode is sponsored by Prize Picks. If you love firing on sports, then Prize Picks is the best daily fantasy sports app for you. You can fire on all your favorite sports like the NBA, NFL, UFC, and many more, hockey as well. Instead of choosing teams, you choose individual players. That's what I love about Prize Picks. It's just a different element, a different way to do things. Each player has a set projection, and you either choose more or less than that set projection. So if you think that Nikola Jokic will score more than 26 points, you choose that. While if you think Jamal Murray will score less than 21 points, you choose that. If you're smart with sports and you know what players are going to perform on what nights, like I do, Prize Picks is the best app for you. Download the app now. Use code Theo. Prize Picks will match your deposit up to $100. Start prize picking, boys. Are you struggling with keeping your website up to date and running your business? Well, you're not alone. Now you can binge all the web design and digital marketing you want with Modify. Modify helps you with unlimited web design and redesigns, unlimited website updates, and 24/7 support, including digital advertising. Plus, you get a designated designer. Consider updating your existing website or getting a new one. They've made mine, and I'm thankful for them. Visit Modify, modiphy.com/Theo for 50% off the last website you'll ever need. That's right. Unlimited web design and redesigns, unlimited website updates, 24/7 support, digital advertising included, plus you get a designated designer. Go to modiphy.com/Theo for 50% off the last website you'll ever need. When it came to the name of the band, how'd you guys figure that out?
Man, that story's not even that cool. You think it would be.
Well, Red Clay's all over Alabama.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, you get over anywhere over there.
I didn't like the name at first.
I don't think any of us liked any name we came up with.
What were some other options?
Oh,
of names?
dude. One of the band likes a lot. Brandon Lane and the Hurricanes.
That was
We on the Gulf Coast, we got Hurricanes. That's his middle name, Lane.
I
It's
love
perfect.
that.
I liked it too.
That'll be the alter ego.
The alter ego. No, but my brother came up with it. Just randomly.
Brandon Lane and the Hurricanes, Red Clay Strays.
What we had the Dirt Leg Trio for a little while when it was just me, Brandon, and John.
Yeah, Dirt
The
Leg.
Dirt Leg Trio. We're from South Alabama. We're not good at making up names.
Yeah, that one I think is a little bit. That's like a gangrene. That feels more like an infection. Staff, the Staff Boys.
It was
The
something.
Staff Boys.
Something I got from my job. It's like they wouldn't say you redneck. They'd say you dirt leg.
Dirt Leg. That's
Like,
worse.
what
than
is a
redneck.
dirt leg? And they're like, well, here's a redneck, and then here's a dirt leg. It's like trashier, worse of a person, steal from you. They're a dirt leg.
Damn. We would have somebody we call like a dirt serpent. That's Kid Rock, we call him.
I would say,
then-
I'd say Kid Rock falls in that Dirt Leg category.
Yeah.
But he's a dirt
Wait, I
serpent.
just described a lot of bad stuff.
I know, I'm just
Actually.
joking.
No, he's like, he's more of a dirt serpent.
Yeah.
He's like a leader of of a club.
Yeah,
know?
you just had him not tell. Oh, there's
Dirt leg, what's-
whoa,
so
he
there's
brought
a
up the
common-
Urban Dictionary.
Dirt leg, a female looking for a quick fuck who only has enough time to take one pant leg off,
Not
Oh,
where we come
God.
from.
That's not
We ain't
what I
got those.
getting the other pant leg dirty.
All right, dirt leg.
All right.
Yeah, they just put that TikTok ban into.
Yeah, we actually on the way down here or on the way up here, we actually just saw that.
Were you guys seeing that?
I've seen it on Instagram.
Yeah, we saw it on the news.
Let me see. Congress had passed the bill this week as part of a wide-ranging foreign aid package meant to support Israel and Ukraine. It was approved by the House on Saturday and by the Senate on Tuesday.
And it also had TikTok hidden in. Is that what it's saying?
Yeah.
Oh, welcome to our government.
I know.
They always be doing that.
Yeah. it's
Ain't
like-
reading that fine print, people. Now we lost TikTok.
It's going to suck if it actually goes away, though.
I know.
Man,
There's
there's
a lot
got
of
to be
people-
something behind it.
Even our band has grown so much from
Yeah.
TikTok, you know.
I don't even be ticking the talk. I'm not even on it.
It's
But,
fun. It's dangerous because you can get into a warp zone where you look up and suddenly your family's hasn't eaten.
Yeah.
So
I could see that easily. Somebody's scrolling on TikTok and then they
the-
look up and their children haven't eaten. You know,
That's what they need to scroll, or the death scroll with
death scroll.
Instagram or TikTok.
See, I get all my reels from Instagram, and my fiance gets mad because I'm like 6 months behind
oh yeah, y'all are behind over
on
there.
the YouTube. I do the YouTube Shorts too. That's my death scroll.
Oh yeah,
So I'm
you're-
getting like 8 months, 9 months behind.
yeah. I mean, you're in hospice.
The reason I like TikTok is, you can ask him, like, all of my Instagram stuff is just messed up people.
We get dark.
Like,
our Instagram reels get
people
dark.
getting in motorcycle wrecks and just a lot of crazy stuff that I'm like, how is this on Instagram?
We done screwed our algorithms up.
But then
That's what
TikTok,
happened.
it's like, well, here's how you make a garden in your backyard, or here's how you.
For now, until you
know?
get on the dark side of TikTok.
I haven't been on the dark side.
Damn, I don't. Do they? I don't want to get
I don't
over
know.
there.
Don't start searching things.
What are some things? Look under some of my links. I have a couple of favorites that I've had on there recently. Oh, here we go. Right here. Now, this was something I saw.
How's a cat dog?
Is that a cat?
It's an
That's
odd
a
way to
damn-
explain what a cat is.
That thing ate a ruler, homie. That
Yeah.
thing.
That's a different ethnicity of a
Cat
cat.
got
see
your
that one?
measuring stick, huh? That thing. fucking
Yoda
that thing's
cat.
out of damn.
I
Bro,
thought
that
it was
thing.
a wiener dog at first.
Yeah.
That is, man. That's a damn wiener cat.
Wiener cat.
Wiener cat, dude. You don't want to see our recent searches.
Really? It's get pretty
Yeah,
bad?
it gets pretty bad.
Well, those are just some of them. That's one of my faves. I'll go through a couple more.
What, the cat videos?
Mm-hmm.
Well, we might as well enjoy TikTok while we got it because we ain't gonna have it much longer.
And that's Asian guy walking with turtle, and that's always a beautiful. That's really.
You have a very wholesome algorithm.
That's like the
Seems
Notebook
like.
in Japan, dude. That video right there. It's their Notebook. What else do we have?
Oh, now look at that.
Oh, this guy's a little nativity scene on the go. This is like DoorDash nativity scene. Play it one more time.
Is that all it is?
Yeah, it's like $40. The dude pulls up.
Oh.
Not
Does
bad.
he
like
have-
those
does he
things
have
at
like
the
an actual
fair.
little baby he could start using too for Christmas?
Oh,
Probably.
if his wife, maybe. If he's probably got to ask his wife.
Reminds me of those booths at the fair. You pay like $20 to go see the snake lady.
Oh yeah,
You walk in, it's just like
we just had a carnival worker on, and his grandfather was the great Lentini, and he had 3 legs and 2 penises.
okay,
And
I thought that was his
well
third leg.
endowed.
no, that's what people thought at first. Like, damn, one of these things needs a shoe on it.
Oh, this is real.
Yeah, this is a real guy, Frank Lentini, right there.
Wow, he's got his own Wikipedia. But wait, you said his dad?
The carnival worker that we had in named Mitch, he had a granddaddy.
Okay, because
or
that guy was born in
great-granddaddy.
1889.
Yeah, this guy,
Where is he from?
damn Narnia, probably.
That's the stuff you see in like the Marvel movies, though, man.
Dude, I bet that dude could run a foot race, play soccer.
I bet he could climb up walls and stuff.
Oh, I bet
That's a
dude-
modern day Spider-Man.
That's what I was gonna say. I bet he lives in a web.
That would be, yeah.
I like how they have one nude picture of this man.
I wonder
You
what
have to, you
what his
know?
attitude was. You think he had like a temper when getting bar fights and just start
Kicking people.
kicking people?
That's a great call, huh? It would be crazy if you're standing there talking to him, and then one of his foot just puts a cigarette into his mouth.
You know, this is what the UFC's missing right here.
It really is.
Or if you think the weirdos like the people from Nick who have like feet things, like,
What?
they seen this guy. It's like,
Oh, on Foot Finder, this guy would have been, yeah.
A spokesman.
yeah.
Oh, he would have been the Naomi Campbell of
3
Foot
legs, 4
Finder.
feet, 16 toes.
Come see him, boy. I'd have paid
That math ain't adding. That math ain't mathing, is it?
Yeah, it was different time, different math.
Now, didn't
5,
they ban
10,
all
15, he had one extra.
that? Didn't they ban like you can't show yourself off in carnivals and stuff?
Like freak shows, did they
Yeah.
ban them? Let's look
I
that
think
up.
they
That's a-
did. It was considered inhumane.
that's a
Well,
good
what if you
question.
like sign yourself up?
It didn't matter. They banned it anyway.
Freak shows remained popular until the 1940s when public opinion began to shift. Throughout the 20th century, several federal laws made discrimination against people with physical disabilities illegal. and the exhibition of extraordinary bodies was outlawed in some states. Wow.
Now that
See,
seems a little
what
prejudiced.
What
if you
I
ask
read
me.
was the freaks in the freak shows got mad because they were like, "This is how we make a living."
Yeah.
Of
People
course.
pay to look at me, but I don't know how true that was.
Well, it's like the Redskins now having to probably change their name back because the natives got mad at them for changing it.
Oh, they did now? They got
That's
mad
what
at them for
I've
changing
read.
it?
Yeah,
They're trying to change it back now.
Yeah.
supposedly.
Wow, my friend Cliff Kingsbury is coaching up there. It's his first year up there. He's offensive coordinator.
I graduated college with the safety, Jeremy Reeves.
Oh, wow.
I did sports medicine in college, so I did some of his rehabilitation.
Damn, and is he healthy now?
Yeah.
Oh,
well, he just came off an injury, but he's good.
Damn.
Good enough to be playing with the Commanders.
Which, who knows if that's that good? We'll see.
We'll see.
Remains to be seen.
He's getting paid.
Yeah, which states outlawed those shows? That's kind of interesting. I wonder if it was like who would do it? I wonder what states would do it. Southern states or
Well, I wonder if they looked at it as like you're just
It's hard to imagine the political demographic back then in the 40s.
I wonder if it's like you're bringing like, you can't really call them special. Like it's like handicapped people and making a show of them. But what if they sign up and they want to make the show themselves?
Well, they have the same thing type of now where it's, they have like a lot of people with what some people call disabilities have like shows on TikTok or social media channels.
TLC.
Yeah, TLC. Their
loves
whole
those
network is based off of people with 4 necks or whatever, or double,
Do you ever watch My Strange Addiction? That was one I watched when I was younger. It'd be like lady drinking gasoline.
Oh, yeah.
One lady liked to eat toilet paper.
Oh,
She
yeah.
ate the foam out the mattress. She was a big one too.
Ooh.
Went straight to her hips. It sure did.
Really? Mm-hmm. Dang, boy.
Like Squidward with them Krabby Patties. You gotta watch out.
Pimperpedic, baby. I like them thickies, baby.
I think she ate the springs too. You'd have to look that one up later.
Well, we spoke with a man the other day who ate glass.
Was it on the street or was it on the podcast?
I can't remember. But yeah, he's had a lot of it. I don't like anything like that.
I wouldn't think so.
Yeah. With the demise of the carnival, an important slice of American history risks being lost, but the residents of Gibsonton, Florida are trying to keep the legacy of the town's famous freaks alive.
I think a town of freaks.
Yeah.
It is Florida.
Gibtown was a
South of
utopia. Its first settlers, the giant and his wife, the half-woman, ran a campsite, a bake shop, and the fire department. Wow.
There's a whole town of like the freak show.
In the golden days of American Carnival, all roads led to Gibsonton, Florida, the self-defined 14,900 inhabitant town 12 miles south of Tampa, became the industry capital, Carney Town.
They must have been next to like one of those
It makes me
power plants.
It makes me wonder though, like if it became illegal to like stare at freaks in a freak show, but it's okay to go watch mentally handicapped people in the Olympics and stuff. Why is one acceptable and one's not?
It's a good question. Yeah.
Is it just because one's doing sports and the other's just sitting on a couch?
Shoot, juggling. I seen some stuff. You probably see him juggling.
Yeah, you would think I would like.
That's a sport.
Dude, I think it's like it doesn't even. People with handicaps are more like if you watch the show with dating under the influence of Down syndrome or whatever. What is it called? Down for Love, right?
I've heard of
You were
that. Yeah.
close.
Dating on.
I've never watched it, but I've heard of it.
It's amazing, right? And it's just like it's people that have disabilities. Some of them are Down syndrome, and they go on first dates, right? And they start to learn relationships, and they are just as awkward as anybody that doesn't have this the disabilities. In fact, sometimes they are better at dating than people that have disabilities because they're a little bit more frank about what's going on.
A little more open, a little more bold about it.
Yeah. It's fascinating. That show is fascinating. I was just watching Baby Reindeer. Have you seen that?
We don't watch
Yeah, I
cable.
don't really have a lot of time to watch TV, but
Damn, I'm living in damn luxury then.
And we ain't got cable.
I try to watch stuff on the bus, but I usually just end up falling asleep.
Yeah, that's impossible.
Yeah. What's Baby Reindeer about?
Baby Reindeer. It's this guy, Richard Gadd is his name, and he writes this. It's amazing. It's like 8 episodes or 6 episodes. It's about he had a stalker, and it goes from there.
That's
It's
the
British.
setup is there reindeer involved?
It just I said he looks
There's
like
a
a
baby
reindeer.
reindeer.
It looks like a reindeer.
Interesting. That sounds cool.
You guys have one full album out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And now you're putting together another album.
It's put together.
Oh, it's done.
It's done.
Okay.
It's ready to
It'll
come
be
out.
coming out here in the very near future.
Hopefully by the end of summertime.
How does that feel? What's that? Because that's really
I can't wait for people to hear it because it's just a lot better of an album than the first album as far as production goes. Because we recorded it with Dave Cobb. You know
oh
who
yeah,
that is?
Chris Stapleton. Yeah.
He's done
For so
done
many
all
people.
our heroes. Yeah.
It was always a goal of ours to work with Dave since we very first started. Yeah, there he is.
And now, how does that come to pass that you guys get to match up with him? Does he reach out to you? Do you start to interview a series of producers?
No, we actually at the time we were looking up studios, so we wanted to go to a studio that where the Alabama Shakes recorded their first album. I think it was called the Bomb Shelter
Here in Nashville.
in Nashville, and that was the plan until Brandon Malden, who works with Conway Entertainment, which is where our manager works, made the connection. He reached out to Dave for us, and he was like, "Hey, we represent this band. If you're interested in working with them." And Dave knew who we were, and so he was like, "Yeah, I'd love to work with them." And then he set up a Zoom call with us and reached out, and we talked to him that day. We were actually on the way to a show. We had to pull over on the side of the road and talk with him, and
Why? So the van wouldn't make such a noise so you
Yeah.
could talk?
it's so loud in there.
We stopped for some barbecue too. So I'm like eating a barbecue sandwich, talking to Dave.
But there was no service, so we're like walking around trying to keep
Yeah.
service during this because it's like we're talking to one of our heroes in
Yeah.
the middle of Alabama in the middle of nowhere. But
You're like, these guys can't even produce a call. They're not going to make anything. Yeah.
We were probably somewhere in Alabama too. Oh,
Wow, that had to be a pretty magical moment. Huh?
yeah, that was, and we
didn't know how to feel about it. It was crazy.
we don't really like that the record, the first record that's out. Like I cannot stand to go back and listen to it.
Really?
At all. It was such a cluster making that thing, and
I like it. I like it for what it is. It was,
yeah, for what it is.
we just gotten out of another record deal that wasn't working for us, and the only way to continue forward was to get out of it. So we finally made it out of that thing, and then just on our own, not knowing what to do, and we go to this guy's studio in Huntsville,
Sink every dollar we had.
go into debt making it, and that's eventually we were still unhappy with it trying to make it, but eventually we just had to call it quits and say it's done, and then
Was that because of money? Like just had to call it?
Yeah.
It's just, I mean,
Money
we done-
and time.
Yeah, we didn't put all this work in, this window of time we opened up for it, and so this next one though, we listen to it every day, I think, and it's incredible.
yeah,
So.
I haven't gotten tired of it yet.
Yeah, we're
so.
ready to put that one out. Should be pretty good.
Dang, I can't
Or
even.
the people that hate it, we don't know.
I can't even imagine. Because when y'all's music comes on, man, it just feels good. Can we listen? Will you take me through who comes in on Wondering Why, like in the beginning, just in the beginning, so I know who the different, because you guys have different band members. I want to make sure that I get the gist. Can you play it for us by chance?
Want to do it in the headphones or?
You can just play it through the,
You can play it through the speakers. We can walk
through
you
the
through it.
telly.
yeah.
What song you want to listen to?
Wondering Why. Yeah, this is it right here. Can you just I just want to know who comes in when, right? Because it starts off just with you singing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You probably won't hear it, but I'm right at the second verse. Or
Okay.
the first verse. But I just play bass. It's not that big of a deal,
But you come in, boom. Yeah.
That's it. Well, I go through the chord. You'll hear it.
This is Matthew recording this. That's me doing
private school, never miss
On the
Sunday
guitar.
church.
So that's you on the guitar.
I come from blue collar, low dollar.
The old boat paddle.
And here comes my big moment.
Old dirt.
Right here.
And I don't know what happened, but it sure don't add up on paper.
One earlier cut used to have finger snaps right here.
When
Yeah.
I close
Ooh, I
my
like that.
eyes late at night,
But who was hitting that cymbal right there?
That's
That's
John.
John.
Okay, that's John.
And that's Drew.
There's Drew.
she keeps on loving me.
And then it's everybody.
Just
That's
the
awesome.
way I am.
And then that's Zach in there playing in the those backup parts.
Or just riding, like fretting
Does he
that.
play a slide on that?
Nuh-uh.
Okay.
Is that called fretting? What's it like?
He does
when you-
this right
When
here.
you chording or making chords?
That was that.
Got it. Yeah, I was just listening the other day. I was wondering. I was like, who's coming in when? Just so I know who's doing what. Yeah, what's the collaborating like for an album? Like, do you guys seem to like? Does it get tough? How is it like battling egos and stuff? I guess at this point, if you spend that much time in a like in that close of quarters, you guys have got it figured out.
Oh, we're brothers, man.
Yeah. We would work up songs, and in the earlier days, you know, we would get aggravated if we didn't want to take the song in our direction or my direction or Zach's direction or whatever. But at somewhere along the line, I think we just got to a point where we realized at the end of the day, we all want the same thing, is to make good music. And so we try everything, you know, and there's always a way to make everybody happy as far as making music like that. And we'll try everything, even if we have to play the song for 8 or 9 hours while we're working it up. Just play it over and over again, all these different ways until we find the right way. And there's not really any egos involved with that, you know.
Damn.
I don't think a lot of bands are like that. At least I wouldn't think so. So we feel very fortunate.
Yeah, I noticed
have
when I
that
met you
relationship.
guys. When I met you guys, we were in Virginia.
Oh,
Charlottesville,
shoot.
maybe?
You were playing.
That's where you brought us out to your show out there.
Yeah, you were. Where the heck were we?
I don't know. I can't remember.
Shoot.
I feel like
Should
it
have
was
thought about that.
Charlottesville.
I think it's Charlottesville. It was Charlottesville.
But we came at the end and saw a couple. You got to see a couple of the songs.
You wore
and-
that goofy Jeff Gordon jacket.
Yeah.
I didn't believe you were going to show up. They were like,
Yeah.
Theo's probably going to come out. And I was like, Theo's going to be way too busy to be worried about us.
Dude, I had so much
Yeah,
fun.
look, there we are.
But y'all's band, everybody, there was an energy in there. You guys, we all sat in there and just chatted for a little while. But a lot of groups, it's not like that. You'll meet a group of a band sometimes, and it's not the same energy. You
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Dude, we make each other laugh day in and day out. You put the five of us with each other, we can't help but just crack up laughing.
Yeah, because our theme song on the podcast was made by a group called Bishop Gun. Did you guys ever hear them?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're from they're not together anymore, but they were from South Mississippi.
Yeah. And they really had a great start, you know, like they got to open up for the Stones.
That's us watching you.
Oh, gang, dude, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
They had us over their side stage.
Oh, wow.
We were there
that's
for like
cool.
5 minutes, and we were like,
Yeah,
we're like watching the clock. Like we had to leave right at a certain time to get back to start our own show.
Oh,
We didn't want
thanks,
to leave, man.
No, it got bad.
Did it? We left at a good time. No, we it's funny because we don't really listen to much music as a group. Like when we come on the bus after a show, it's comedy.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's Kill Tony's or somebody's stand up special.
Hey, Kill Tony's so great, man.
We actually saw I guess it was a couple weeks ago. We went and saw Shane Gillis invited us out. He put us up in the suite and everything, and then we got to meet freaking Tony and Jeff
yeah.
Ross.
Tony was just standing outside smoking a cigarette, and we walked up on him.
That dude's as goofy as you
Red
think he
clay
is.
strings.
That's what he was
Yeah.
like. Oh, hey guys.
boss.
Hey.
Yeah.
Had his big old Texas
Oh,
belt
yeah.
buckle on. You ain't from here.
Well, Tony is one of a kind, bro. His show, they have like 100,000 people watching it at once when it comes on. That's unprecedented in the world, I feel like.
I can't remember how we even discovered it, but we watch it all the time on the bus. It's just about every night after a show.
It's so
Kill
great.
Tony's coming
It's
on.
incredible for
It is,
what it
man.
does
Yeah.
for the.
I think we're going to a Kill Tony in a couple, probably next month.
Yeah, you guys gonna head down to Austin?
Yeah, we're gonna.
so.
Yeah, I think Tony invited us out to do a Kill Tony with him.
Really?
so.
I'll be there.
Yeah, come
Well,
hang out,
then
man.
we're gonna hang out with
It's
you.
gonna be a party then.
I think it's at Rogan's place. I'm not mistaken. I don't know where
Yeah.
they shoot it. Yeah,
I'm gonna go down there for a couple weeks and work on some material.
you gonna be on the panel that night? You think?
I don't know.
They asked if we wanted to go on stage, and I was like, no,
Hell no.
no.
I
I
ain't
want to go
getting-
watch. I don't want to get on
No.
stage.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna hurt my feelings today.
Yeah.
Those poor guys. I've been doing comedy for 13 years, and they just get roasted to hell. It's like, dang.
Yeah, the balls that takes, because
Oh,
it's
yeah.
so hard to make people laugh in a minute. It would almost be like, hey guys, in 1 minute, make me believe that you are a good band.
Yeah. You can't do that.
It'd be really hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you could do a couple riffs or whatever, but I feel like it'd be really tough.
That and comedy is just something I don't understand how to make.
Yeah.
I like just sitting there watching it and wondering where a joke's going to go, and then the punchline comes in and just makes you roll while you're laughing. It's I can't do that, you know. So I wouldn't want to go on on Kill Tony just for that reason. I'd be up there just playing a band.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
just,
play
I
us a
told
song.
Brandon, if he ever goes on, you just got to go up there and sing for a minute. That's all you. That's what you got to do, bro.
Like, I'm not even going to tell
You
him.
just
to,
lean
get the
hard
guitar.
into it.
Yeah, lean into what you do best, brother. If they invite you to bring potatoes, bring potatoes,
Yep.
dude.
It's just that being a comedian seems, man, it's like we have music to hide behind, and we have the 5 of us up or 6 of us up there to hide behind, and we have each other. When you like watching, especially watching you and Shane, it's like you're up there by yourself, man. You're
Yeah,
out in the
That's
abyss.
what's so fascinating.
You're
about it.
floating around hoping people laugh or get what
I
they
think
paid for.
We couldn't do it with. I think the hardest thing to do is that improv where people are working with other people. You know, that's the thing to me that seems like it's really the toughest. That's where I've tried to take improv classes and stuff, and I was not good at it in Los Angeles.
You weren't good at improv.
It was so hard, man. It was like, because it's just, you're so used, as a comedian, you're so used to just, I was just so used to like controlling things myself.
Yeah.
You know, that I would just, I don't know. It was hard to do it with somebody else, I guess, to trust that somebody else it was going to work well, you know?
It's kind of that
Probably
there's a
chemistry too, though.
Yeah, there's a surreal moment for even us. It's like it's hard to believe that people are coming to see you do what you do.
Oh, it's
and
crazy.
it doesn't feel right.
One time I was stuck in traffic. We were coming back from the YMCA from working out for a show, and I was like, "Man, what the fuck, dude? This fucking town." And it was traffic for my own
Coming to you.
show, dude. Yeah. And the driver goes, "Dude, these people are going to see you."
Oh no!
I was like, "Oh shit!"
You're
man.
complaining about the traffic.
See, that's when we.
These
That's
people are awesome. Dude.
that's
I'm
one of
an
our goals
idiot.
when you've made is when you can shut down the damn freeway outside of the arena. That's when you made
That's
it.
how we felt pulling up to your show with all that traffic.
Dude,
We're
it was like,
man.
are we even gonna have time to get in? We're like sitting in traffic. We get out and just start walking. The Uber's just like, we're just get out here. And we just started walking down the sidewalk.
Literally the red clay strays, dude. You guys are just wandering around.
Yeah.
Well, I think we're in a cool spot right now to where it's like we definitely get noticed a lot now, but it's still hit or miss in some places. So, especially if I wear a hat. And
It's
just,
like an imposter syndrome for us too. Like, it doesn't make sense to us why people like what we don't feel. I mean, we feel what we do is half-ass mediocre. You know, it's just like you could go spend your time and money on a lot better things.
Well,
So
people,
we just-
but even talking to me about the number of shows you guys did last year, I mean, that, the only person I've heard talk that's done that many shows was Lainey Wilson last year, did a lot
she's cool,
of
yeah.
shows.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, she was, I saw her at the end of the year and I was like, man, she is gone. It just hasn't ended, you know?
You have to. I think that's where I think that's where the boys and the men are separated. It's not about being the best. It's about literally just going and doing it. If
Well,
you can stick through it.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
There's a place
resiliency
for you.
for sure. And then I think like even with Bishop Gunn, they had like addiction. They had like some addiction issues in the band. Like that kind of stuff tore them. You know.
Oh yeah, we've seen that. Not with ourselves, but it's so easy being on the road. How you can. I mean, you probably see it with comedy. How you can easily turn to those things. And
Oh yeah.
it's a dark hole you don't want to go down.
We've
It's ain't
always-
the '70s no more.
yeah, it's not the 70s anymore. And the whole sex, drugs, and rock and roll thing is kind of what's the word I'm looking for?
like a thing of the past.
It's like a stereotype.
Yeah.
It's everybody look from the outside looking in. They think that's what it's like, and it's not really like that anymore.
Yeah.
And we've always made it clear, like, everybody has their struggles and whatever you're going to do, but don't let it get in the way of this. You know what I mean? If you're struggling with alcohol, not to say that any of us do, but just in the sense of if you are struggling with something, stay sober for an hour and a half a night to play the show.
Yeah,
Like,
and then
these people pay money and they take their time out of their day or
Yeah.
their schedule to come see you, and you're going to get on stage too messed up to perform. That's not cool with me or not cool with any of us. So
we're also
it's always
very
been a strict rule with us, I think.
like we were talking earlier. Us 5 are so close to each other. We're like brothers. When somebody slips, Pat corrects, and You know, we've
Really?
we've all gotten our ass chewed after a show or two. You know,
Man, that's pretty fortunate then that you guys are able to have that symbiosis or whatever within your group, you know?
oh, we want the best for each other, and we all love each other very much.
We all recognize that we're doing something bigger than ourselves. And if you're worrying about yourself and what you want to do or how you've been done wrong, then you're gonna find all kinds of excuses to get mad or to quit or to argue or fight with somebody. But if you keep it selfless instead of selfish, that's where you can find fulfillment and the strength to keep going, I guess.
Yeah.
And I think a part of that was our come up meeting some of our heroes and realizing these guys are not cool. And that's how we don't want to ever treat other people or treat our own crew, let alone each other. So
Yeah, just seeing that kind of
learn
stuff
as
on
you
different
grow.
festivals or different things like that.
You
Yeah.
run into some. I mean, we've met some people that you think would be douchebags, and they're cool as hell.
Yeah.
And that's always cool. You know, it's like meeting you. You could have been an asshole to us, you know?
Yeah.
You kind of were, but
Yeah.
that's okay. We're here, you know?
I had to be, I guess. What did I do? Something bad?
No, I'm just messing with you.
Oh. I was like,
You wore that
"God,
Jeff Gordon jacket. That was problem one.
That'll turn some people off, man.
I made you take it off.
I gotta pee really fast, guys.
Go do
you gotta
it.
pee? Anybody else?
I gotta pee.
All right,
I'll go
cool.
pee.
You remember the first song you ever heard?
I remember the first song. Sorry, I'm a little out of breath going up those stairs. The first song I remember singing was a song by Tracy Byrd called "We're From the Country and We Like It That Way." Yeah,
Everybody
knows everybody.
Everybody
Calls your friend.
Yeah, it was a good song, huh?
Don't need an invitation. Kick off your shoes and come on in.
Yeah. Know how to
Work and we know how to play. We're from the country and we like it that way. Yeah,
How old were you when you sang that?
I had to be probably 4 or 5 years old.
And were you singing to the family? Were you performing for someone, or were you just sitting somewhere just singing that?
My mama told me, even before I could talk, I'd walk around just going, nee, nah, nee.
Already on the
nah.
vocal
Yeah,
warm-ups.
Okay, so
But I've always been a songbird, I guess. I remember having the little radio off of Toy Story, the microphone. And I was just dragging the radio around. And it took a cassette tape. And so I'd have the Tracy Byrd cassette tape in there and just everybody. Yeah.
Oh, dude.
what I-
Gosh, that just
Wow.
brought back some memories.
yeah.
Yeah, the one I had.
That looks like Sketch, who was just on here. Oh my God.
Maybe that's what he base it off of. What's up, brother?
That's unbelievable. Yeah, what's up?
You got to send him one.
Oh yeah, we've got to send him one. Will you write
Yeah.
that down, Ben? Okay. Yeah. What was that sound you made again?
Nee, nah, nee, nah.
It reminds me of Squid Games, kind of.
I did not like that show.
You didn't?
No, it freaked me out a little bit. I'm
Yeah,
a
it's
grown
really
man.
freaky. A lot of I don't look. I got some Japanese friends, and they're prone to violence at times. You know.
Really?
I could see that.
Oh, they like to. Yeah, they're really, because they keep a lot of their feelings in, and so
Well, that's like the way of the ninja, though, right?
Yeah, I guess so. They just busted a dude with a samurai sword out there grilling meat. Where was that at?
Sounds like Florida. Samurai sword and grilling meat.
Yeah, this man grilling in shopping cart used sword as skewer, arrested near Santa Monica.
Well, he didn't try to stab nobody.
That's what I'm saying. This guy is video from the Citizen app captured the wild scene before 3 p.m. on Sunday. The man is seen dragging a shopping cart through a bike lane.
That looks like California.
The main compartment of the cart is filled with flaming wood, while the man uses a sword as a skewer to hold meat over the flames. Here's the thing. You can't, if you have so many people who are without homes, right? They're going to start to open up barbacoas or whatever this is called. You know, they're going to start to open up hair cutting. I get my hair cut when I'm in LA by a guy who is a street man.
A street man.
But he makes a living cutting hair.
He makes a living cutting hair. This dude, Dreamer, he's Native American, actually.
That right there, that's a food truck. Well, food cart, but same concept.
It's the same concept. And yeah, sure, maybe it's FDA approved, maybe it's not. People, it's still society. They're still going to start a civilization. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody's going to start a civilization. And
Yeah.
so,
And if they don't have money to pay permits for food trucks or whatever else. They're just
That
going to,
machete is that man's permit.
they're going to resort to whatever they can.
They're going to figure out, and I think we got to put more swords on the streets.
I bet that's some of the best barbecue you probably ever had too.
Oh,
Also, samurai sword.
yeah, samurai. Oh, yeah, Willie's Samurai Barbecue or whatever.
What do you think that meat is? He probably did not buy that at the grocery store.
Damn, dude, I think that's damn.
He's got
probably-
some of them Cali raccoons. I don't know what they got out there.
Oh, I think that's probably braised human, bro.
Oh, shit.
Who knows,
You don't know when you're getting it out of a shopping cart.
No.
dude? It's look obvious. And here's the thing:
That's
the
the
shopping
magic
cart
about
will
it.
make you think that it is.
Grocery store quality.
Yep. So really, the guy's got a great concept. man.
Really, it's a grocery store manager quality.
Where does where does some of you guys' influence come with music? What are you guys listening to right now?
What am I listening to right now? I've been listening to Lake Street Dive a lot lately. We just saw them at Moon Crush.
Really?
They're
Yeah.
incredible. Lake Street Dive. You never heard of them? Oh, they're incredible.
Yeah.
Put me on. Put me on.
Always been a huge fan of them, and then seeing them live just kind of reignited that. So I've just been on a Lake Street Dive kick for the last few days.
Our listeners.
Her vocals are just insane.
I love that organ player, man, when he sings. I mean, they're like, it's like the 70s, modern day 70s music right there. It is incredible, especially live.
Yeah.
Really, really good.
Lake Street Dive.
I got obsessed with like trying to do vibrato because I can't do it. Couldn't do it at all, but now I can kind of do it. But she was one of the ones that I would listen to trying to figure that out, how to do that with your voice. Still can't do it that well, but
Yeah.
try my best.
So a singer will learn different tricks from other singers, kind of, or not tricks, or just manipulations or ways to perform, kind of.
I just learned by listening. If I listen to Lake Street Dive or listen to Waylon or whatever I'm listening to long enough, I'll start to kind of mimic that on stage a little bit. So how I sing at whatever show I'm at depends on what I've been listening to for the past few days, I guess.
Yeah, I think there's something about that, about being an entertainer. Part of you wants to, especially if you're staying open to things, you're going to be kind of a sponge in a way. You know, you may, if you've been absorbing one thing, then the next time you perform, there could be some of that in your energy. You know, you want to be kind of a conduit for good energy. You know, and a lot of creativity and music, art is good energy usually.
Do you see that in comedy at all?
Yep,
If
see
you
it a
watch
lot.
too many or too much of one guy, you kind of
Oh yeah.
start taking that personality on.
Oh, I'll watch some Chris Rock and I'll go out there and be like, "Here's a
This guy loves some Chris Rock.
So yeah, that'll happen. Every comedian when they started out, like at my time, everybody sounded just like Mitch Hedberg. Like all the people that were booking clubs, all the bookers were like, yeah, everybody right now sounds like Mitch Hedberg. It's just because he's so popular right now. So I think there's a lot of that happens.
Who's some
That's the
comedy?
guy who yells, right?
He would be like, no, that was
Who am I thinking of?
oh, you're thinking of
He died a long time ago.
yep, you're thinking of Sam.
Yeah, I can't
I like this game. No, it's fun. Sam
Don't ruin it.
Kennison.
Man.
Yeah, Kennison. That's it.
Sam Kennison.
That guy was hilarious too.
Well, he had a crazy story with this guy, Carl LeBove. Can you bring this up? So, Carl LeBove, R.I.P. to him too. He passed away. Really funny, sweet guy. I never knew Sam or met him. But they had one of them had a daughter. Can you bring it up? Let me see. The late comedian Sam Kennison left his friend and fellow comedian quite a belated surprise. Carl LeBove says that Sam was the real father of the daughter he thought was his.
Oh no.
Whoa.
We heard about it on the Joy Behar show where LeBove said he found out that Sam was the father after Sam died. So yeah, Carl had raised her whole life and then found out that Sam was the father. I was
This
devastated.
is with his wife?
Yeah. So I think there was a rumor that the child was conceived while he was on stage one time.
Wow.
I
That is some disrespect.
Yeah. I mean, there's craft services and then there's craft services. I was devastated. Carl said we're talking about at the same time a 14-year friendship. We started out together. So we had survived living on the streets. You know what it's like to start on comedy. I mean, we stole fruit from the bars at night just to eat and slept in my car. And we survived for a very long time. And then with the Rodney Dangerfield special, it changed our lives. And of course, Sam became huge, and I was the head writer and his best friend. We never lived more than a mile apart.
Wow.
Then he slept with his wife.
Yep, and he was sleeping with his wife.
That's crazy. Yeah, what does it say happened?
You can say best friend and do that.
I know.
That's what's wild.
So I called my ex to explain to her that I was having a tough time, and that's when she told me that Sam had fathered my child. Wow.
Huh.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Carl LeBeau had not
Blood
been able
test.
to legally establish that Sam Kinison was the child's father in court because all the blood tests proved that she was related to the Kinison family. Now with the DNA test, he has definitive proof that Sam was the father. Wow, that had to be so wild.
I wonder what his thoughts were. It's like, because his best friend died. And so that's normally something you would be mad about, him sleeping with your wife. But at the same time, it's like he left you a little part of himself to raise.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like,
It's almost a story out of the Bible almost, it seems like, in a way.
yeah.
In a way of or maybe not out of the Bible, but it's like one of those Aesop's fables or something where you learn a lesson learning story.
Yeah.
Because that'd be crazy. You would hate him. You'd be angry at the wife, but then you'd also have something that you cared about for so long. You're like,
So he didn't learn that until the death?
right.
He didn't learn it until way after the death.
Yeah, I think I think the daughter.
Wow. You have to look at that child a little different too. That's not your blood anymore.
I know. I wonder if that
That's
starts
wild.
to happen inside of you.
But you also had that connection like an adopted child. It's,
Right. And that probably wouldn't disappear, I think.
I've seen mixed emotions from different videos. Like some men are like, it doesn't matter, that's my kid, I don't care. And then
Yeah.
some men are like, well, that's not my kid anymore.
I don't know how I'd feel in that situation.
Yeah.
Yeah. One guy I saw was playing Hit the Road Jack on his phone after he found out.
Really?
So he was pretty excited. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely
he was-
depends on the man, I guess.
That dude was out of here. Yeah. What else have I been listening to?
Yeah, that in comedy. What
Stephen
comedy?
Wilson Jr. I listened to. Eddie 9 Volt. I listened to
Yeah, we got him
You ever
opening
listen to,
for us at a show.
Oh,
Y'all-
yeah, we
y'all
do
do?
have him.
Yeah, Eddie 9 Volt.
Yeah, bro. They're vibey, man.
Oh yeah, we
I'm on the
got
come up.
Yep.
yep.
I'm on
Yeah.
the come up.
We got a band called The
Feels
Moss
it.
opening for us on the West Coast. They're out of I think they're out of Salt Lake. They're cool.
The Moss.
It's a little more indie rock, yeah. Not so much. I don't know if you're into that. I mean, you're West Coast, aren't you?
Yeah, I would listen to anything.
Yeah.
A lot of times I
It's
need
good
people
stuff.
to tell me what to listen to.
A good one that they're no longer a band anymore. Yeah, the Moss.
Yeah.
J. Roddy Walston and the Business.
Oh yeah, that's some groovy stuff too.
That's like some good rock and roll music.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the albums they put out. Did they put out 2 or 3?
Oh, I couldn't tell you. That was you introduced them to me.
J. Roddy Walston in the Business, baby. I
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
That's some cool stuff. I don't know if you ever listened to Alabama Shakes. Yeah, I hate that they're not a band anymore. That's one that we looked up to.
What happened to them?
Well, I think
know.
there's we read some dark stuff about one of the members in the band, and I think that probably led to the downfall.
I don't
They were
I don't
one-
know
they
how
were-
true that was though.
Yeah, we don't know if it's true, but I think they were a band like we are that started together equal. Like a lot of bands nowadays are built around a star or a singer. And I think they were one that started together and ended up breaking up together.
More of a constellation. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, what happened? In 2018, the band went on hiatus due to Howard's focus on her solo project, Jamie,
Yeah, she's done a bunch of stuff after that.
which led to a solo tour in 2019. Howard released her second solo album in 2024. In June 2020, guitarist Heath Fogg released his debut solo project under the name Sun.
Yeah,
on
I'm not
Shade.
familiar with any of that, but Alabama Shakes was incredible.
And was that all the members of Alabama Shakes?
What's that?
Those people right there?
Some of them.
Okay.
That's part of the band.
So some of them, they obviously just some of them went their own separate ways. Something must have happened and then went their own
Yeah,
separate
or she wanted
ways.
to do her solo stuff, which is
That sounds like
happens.
it. Man, that's the scary part, Well, that's what's interesting about the ego. The ego, you don't know how it's going to grow. It grows like a moss, man. You don't-
I could see myself doing solo stuff one day, but I'm not going to quit Red Clay Strays. You know what I mean? It's
hers was more of a quit.
yeah.
Never
This
came back to it.
like that band Need to Breathe. You know who I'm talking about? They're
That's another one to listen to.
Ben knows. Their lead singer does a project called Wilder Woods, and he goes and does Wilder Wood stuff, and he still does Need to Breathe stuff. This is just if I ever get extra time on my hands and just want to start other projects, I could see myself doing it, but definitely wouldn't.
need to breathe.
Yeah, they're great. They're Brandon actually showed me them too. That's I would say have a pretty similar. We have a similar sound to them. I would say.
I grew up listening to them. That's definitely somebody that I started trying to mimic, like learning how to sing. He's got a very powerful, loud voice, and that's how I started singing. Everything was very powerful and very loud. And then getting into, I guess, diving deeper into it, starting to learn technique and how to use your voice and stuff. And then I wanted to learn how to sing like opera singers with vibrato and stuff. So it just depends on who I'm listening to.
And would you sing? So after you was rattling around the house, mimicking and learning some, and running your pipes, like, did you start to sing in church, or what was that like? Like, where'd you singing?
Yeah, I started singing.
How'd you start to sing? Yeah, where'd you start singing at?
Yeah, that was the first place I ever sang in front of a crowd was at church.
Yeah.
Yeah, I started playing drums in church.
Ooh,
when I was like 12.
That's a dangerous move usually.
Yeah, it was
Did they
fun.
put you in that little shed or whatever behind that thing?
No, I hate those things.
I do too.
Yeah, usually the church always puts that guy back there behind that
hate it.
little
It
aquarium.
depends on the church you go to.
Oh.
Now the ones that that Brandon was in, they're in there juking. It's not contemporary. It's
Yeah. All the churches are moving that way, where they want to shield everything and have all of the actual sounds of the instruments coming through the PA system. And it's like, I want to feel the sound
feel
waves,
it.
man.
That's how it used
I
to
want to
be.
go out, just let the drummer play, let the guitar player play, and
Oh, I want to get hit by a damn drumstick in there.
yeah. I mean,
Then
that's how
something
you get into it.
I actually had to go to. It was Brandon was playing in the church, and John, our drummer, John was playing drums in the church. This was probably 4 or 5 years ago, and I grew up in a Catholic church, and it's you walk in with a tie on and the organs playing and
Yeah.
congregation singing. I come in there and they are in there throwing down.
At his church?
I thought it was a WWE match.
Oh,
And
yeah,
I had to
huh?
bring John's snare drum. He asked me to bring his drum, and I'm like in shorts. I didn't know what I was coming to. It's a wild, different environment, but
That's
I
why
mean, you feel the Holy Spirit moving in a bunch of different ways.
So there's a lot of energy in there.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
that's why I've always liked I'd say-
Pentecostal?
yeah,
Yeah,
I'm,
baby.
I'm more non-denominational because I don't really. The Baptist, the Pentecostal, the Catholic, it's just all preference based, in my opinion. So, but I do like a Pentecostal church because I zone out so easily and I'll lose attention. And if I got somebody up there screaming at me and stomping his feet and getting into it like a performance, pretty much,
Yeah.
it keeps my attention.
I love that.
And my pastor, he was like 72 at the time. He'd be running across the pews, running over the top of them, and just feeling it, man. And it's just something that keeps your attention the whole time.
Yeah, do you think that's had an effect on how you perform, kind of?
Yeah, I'd say so. Now, the church he's talking about is where I was going as an adult. The church I grew up in was more of still a Pentecostal church, but it was more of a smaller building, and a lot of older people were there, and it just an old southern country church, I guess. It wasn't a lot of energy until I started playing drums there.
Brandon brought the Holy Spirit back in there.
Did that change the vibe in there a little?
Yeah, it was literally just, at the time, it was literally just the pastor with no amp or anything, just playing his acoustic, singing hymnals. And then I started playing drums, and then they had a keyboard player, and I guess I started doing that around when I was like 12 and played in there all the way up through high school before I started going on the road and being gone all the time.
Yeah, man, that church, especially if you got a church that's got a feeling in it. Mm-hmm. That's why I remember the first time I went to black churches, man, them things was different.
I've been looking for a good black church.
Yeah, I mean, I see a
was
lot of similarity in like the church, like Brandon's talking about. They're in there getting down. The preachers up there, really preaching and throwing energy into it.
Yeah.
The music's bumping and jiving.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's what they do.
Yeah, I love that because there's definitely something. It's even if you look at like Tony Robbins, he jumps on his like trampoline before he goes on stage. Like there's something.
Get that adrenaline going.
Yeah, to get just his like, I think he says it's to get like the lymph in his body, like basically just to get it's all like shaking the snow globe, baby. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You want some weather, you just want nothing, So you got to start your own weather a lot of times,
Hop on that trampoline.
And a lot of times that the Holy Spirit or whatever, that feeling you get, I feel that a lot on stage, and that's what I project a lot of the time singing. And just to see that in a pastor, feeling that passion, and to make him raise his voice or to make him stomp his foot.
Yeah.
He's up there in the moment, he's feeling it, and that just keeps you drawn in the whole time.
Yeah. Yeah, man, I need to find some good churches that have stuff like that. I thought of
That's
like
the South, I think, and just in general with churches.
I would love to one day maybe end up in a road like that. There's some moments on stage where I feel a little bit like a pastor. Is that weird to say?
Well, I mean,
that?
you're up there with a microphone. I wouldn't say so.
Yeah. I don't feel like it in the sense that I'm like some
like a spiritual leader.
right. No, but I do feel it in a sense like, oh, I wonder if there's part of me that has this calling a little bit. That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's like a little bit of energy goes through me, and like it's even a moment when I'm talking about God in this one bit, and I'm like, wonder if why does this bit stand out to me so much, or I wonder if
That could be the Holy Spirit talking to you.
yeah, at least whispering.
At least whispering.
I think God gives you a platform, and it's a constant trade-off. God raises you up and gives you a platform, and then you turn around and give it back to God and raise him up, and then he raises you up, and that's just the way I've always looked at it. God gives you talents, he gives you drives to do things, he gives you and then gives you a platform, and you can either make it about yourself or turn around and give the glory back to God. And it's just that constant trade-off that's always going on.
Wow, I never really. Yeah, that's a great way to say that, man. Like it's like volleying with tennis, kind of. It's like love, 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 love.
Yeah.
Huh. That's fascinating, man. Do you have a pretty good faith? And is it just you that has a pretty strong faith, Brandon? Does a lot of your band members, or is it a church-going group, or?
We're definitely not a church-going group, but yeah, we're all pretty faith-based.
Yeah, especially the 5 core of it. We all come from different religious backgrounds with it too. Like I said, I'm Catholic, Drew's Methodist, Brandon grew up Pentecostal. John, I don't know where he came from, but
Southern Baptist.
Southern Baptist.
Wow, yeah.
So we actually, we've had a lot of
Through the
late
portal, then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like none of us
Transfer
are fighting to live like a Baptist or to live like a Catholic.
No. Yeah.
It's just we all grew up that way.
We
In
have
the
some
end,
great conversations though.
The goal is to do what God put you here to do, and that goes back to not making it about yourself. It's something bigger is going on than just yourself. And so I think that's another big reason why we haven't broken up or anything. Even when we do disagree or get in fights or whatever, it's the goal doesn't change. There's still something bigger going on.
Yeah. But to get everybody to believe that's hard to do, because some people can believe something, 2 out of 5 people sometimes would be like, yes, this is how I believe, and this is how I'm going to behave based on that belief that there is something bigger than us going on.
Yeah.
But to really get all 5, that's pretty miraculous.
Yeah. I think
And it's not like, like our even our whole road crew are built of, you got Christians, we got atheists. It's just like we have a common goal, and it could be something different for that other guy, but we know it's something bigger than ourselves.
Yeah.
And I know if somebody doesn't believe, it's not my job to save them. You know what I mean? I'm not going to. I'm not out trying to preach to anybody or convert anybody or anything like that. I'm simply just singing songs, and if you like it, if you like the message, and if you like what we do, then listen. And I don't care what you believe or anything like that.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not the Lord's EMT. That's what I say.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Best thing you can do is pray for them, man. There's power in prayer.
Yeah. I'll follow the ambulance, but I ain't the Lord's EMT.
You get right behind and get through traffic. I used to do that when I was younger. I tuck behind that thing.
Yeah, I will
We
use
going-
the
he's the
Lord
lead-
to skirt through traffic.
Yeah, he's lead blocking for me right through rush hour.
Amen,
Driving
bro.
blind.
I
man.
used to love to try to look in that back window and see what they're doing in there.
Oh yeah, they should put on the outside
don't.
what's going on.
Oh well, I like how they leave the lights on. You can see them in there working on somebody.
Yeah, it's almost like
Kind of eerie though when you see an ambulance with lights but no sirens. Like, oh, that guy's dead in there.
More than likely.
They just drive him to the hospital.
well, it's almost like, do they say, is it cheaper not to do the sirens? I wonder at that point it's like, oh, this guy's dead, or just run up the bill, this guy's dead. Like,
Yeah,
pop
like
the
does that
sirens
siren
on.
cost you a little extra?
Do
They
the
got
horns.
insurance. You go the whole thing. They're gonna take you. You ain't got no insurance. You're sitting in traffic. We'll get you there, buddy. But
Yeah.
you're gonna save about $500.
They should have a second level of ambulance for people that don't want to pay the high premiums of regular ambulances. Because how much does it cost for an ambulance to come get you?
Oh, you already had it, dude.
With insurance, the average out-of-pocket cost for an ambulance ride is $450. So that's like an Uber Black from probably.
Across town, at least.
Oh yeah, that's
You could probably get from Lebanon to here, $450 black maybe.
That's true.
I don't know. That's a decent ride. It's about a.
And you might be able to get to Chattanooga in a regular Uber.
In a regular Uber, yeah.
But
That's a long ride.
yeah, they should have that secondary market. Like, hey, I don't know, I'm hurt. I'm not
Yeah.
going to die. Get me over, you know what I'm saying? Like, get maybe a thing of Narcan in the door.
I see if like Uber could do something for you.
Yeah, they
Uber
should-
emergency.
Uber emergency.
Uber E.
Yeah, Uber E, yeah.
Uber E. It's a little more expensive.
Mm-hmm.
They'll drive like a maniac. You maybe get a little yellow light or something.
Yeah, nothing crazy. Just something that's like if somebody who delivers mail in a rural community, they would put that little orange light on
They
top
got
of
the
their
they got
car.
the minivan. You ever seen them
just come
left-handed
out
drive
and
minivans?
Stick you with something.
Dude, my mom would deliver newspapers, so she would have that one arm. Boy, it was just
slinging 'em.
Oh, dog. That thing would damn.
Was she on a left-hand drive too, or was
It'd
it?
play for the Mets, dude. Nah, she'd keep that window down. She'd be saying something to me, and I'd have to just
watch out.
Oh, every time, brother. And if you missed,
You hear the
Ever
wind
mess
come
up
off
and hit
those
you with it?
things.
Oh, you missed the cadence, baby. You was full of the news.
See, that's a mama you don't talk back to. She probably got a backhand from.
She would learn you fast, man. A lot of you guys know we started off with our first advertiser ever was Gray Block Pizza. Get that hitter, baby. And the owner of Gray Block Pizza, my friend Thomas, evolved his business up in Oregon to start Blue Cube baths. And he sent me one, and it's absolutely beautiful. A wonderful cold plunge, the best cold plunge in the market. If you value American-made and pinnacle cold exposure, this is your cold plunge. Blue Cube baths. What I love is you can set that temperature, get it down to, I mean, you might be able to ice skate in there. I haven't put it that low, but you can set it to a place where you feel comfortable. I'll get in at around 50 degrees for about 10 or 12 minutes. And that's what really sets me and activates me. I've done it before podcasts to really put me in, just put me in my body and put me in the moment. You know, the positive side effects of cold plunging are countless. You can follow Blue Cube's Instagram for a chance to win your own cold plunge this spring and summer. That's right. They're giving one away. They will announce the giveaway soon. So follow them at Blue Cube Baths. And we wish them the best of luck and thank them for supporting the podcast so early on. Is pornography causing a problem in your life? That's a good question. It's a real question. It has in mine. It has at certain periods in my life, watching porno and everything, and watching porno was it was ruining my life. It was ruining my life, man. Made me feel just so much shame. That's what it did. Well, watching pornography has become commonplace today, and oftentimes men will use porno to numb the pain of loneliness, boredom, anxiety, and depression. That's all. I want to introduce you to my friend, Stephen Wolt. Steve is the founder of Valor Recovery. He is a dear friend of mine. He is a dear friend of mine. And Valor Recovery is a program to help men overcome porn abuse and sexual compulsivity. That's right. Their coaches are in long-term recovery, and they will be your partner, mentor, and spiritual guide to transcend problematic behaviors. There is zero commitment if you reach out to them. It's just the first step in trying to figure out if you may need some help, or if you can get some help. To learn more about Valor Recovery, please visit them at valorrecoverycoaching.com or email them at admin@valorrecoverycoaching.com. The links will be on the YouTube. And again, there's no commitment when you reach out to them. But I promise you, only something positive will come from you reaching out and figuring out if what type of help, if any, could benefit you. Thank you. Did you guys go to college?
He did.
Yeah, I graduated in 2018, so I got out at a good time.
Yeah.
I started
I'm about
playing
33
music
in the
right out of
hole.
high school.
Really?
Yeah, he was actually in college a while we played music, and he'd have to make deals with his professors to like come back and take tests and stuff because we'd be out on the road.
Yeah, our first tour, I was like a sophomore, and I went to the my advisor, and I was like, "Look, I need 2 weeks. Like, I'm gonna do it, regardless. Please let me make my work up because I want to go to school."
Yeah. And what college was it at?
South Alabama University of South
USA,
Alabama.
huh?
USA, red, white, and blue. South in your mouth.
That's what that's their
That's the,
mascot?
oh yeah,
Oh my
Well,
God.
the mascot's a jaguar.
yeah. But it's the
Oh,
the
okay.
saying. The motto is "South in your mouth." Yeah,
Y'all beat that SEC team one
it was
time?
Mississippi State. I was on the sideline for that one.
Really? Y'all beat State?
Yeah, we celebrated like it was the Super Bowl.
Oh God.
We came into the house. They missed a field goal to win the game, and we rushed the
barely-
field like
just
too
barely
early. We had to come back.
the field too
Yeah.
early.
There was still like probably a 3/4 to play. They missed a field goal. We out there celebrating on the logo. It ain't even
South in
halftime.
your mouth, south in your mouth.
South of your mouth, dude. What is this right here? Oh, British man has the largest penis in the United Kingdom.
That's not a lot of people in that country, just to say.
Yeah.
I mean, the U.S. is what, almost
Probably rocking
400,
a good
400
4
million?
inches.
This is in the news. What do we got here?
About as big as Rhode Island.
It can be a nightmare, is that right?
Gosh, British people, man.
It's a very insalubrious topic to bring up, so I think people have learned a lot of myths
I'm well endowed.
realize the implications that it would have when you're actually living the situation.
You got to get that
So he's
fiber optic.
He's talking about the implications of his penis.
That perhaps you
Yeah.
had a little bit more than some of your classmates or some of your teammates in a sport.
Classmates.
This
What
dude,
is this?
That guy's
What
like,
is-
this dude
that guy's
looks like a
50.
creep.
Yeah, this guy. What? First of all, this guy seems like a trap. I bet this guy does not have the biggest wiener. He just is saying that, which is a great thing to say. And then you surprise somebody with a basic wiener. But the man saying your classmates, how do you know? Like when you're like, hey, let me borrow a ruler, and you're like, oh, never mind. Actually, I got it under control.
Yeah, that's a creepy situation. He looks like a school teacher.
Yeah.
Why would you go on the news about that though? Just to talk
Dude,
about
I think
It's a great point. That's a lot of ego right
What's
there.
the UK got going on?
Let me take this wiener for a walk, you know?
I'm gonna be on the news.
yeah, how'd they find out? Is he posting about it?
He told.
Who's he telling?
Nobody's emailing the
tweeting?
news like in the park yesterday, you know?
Have you
Nobody's
ever-
ever asked him to prove it though. He's just going off word of mouth.
Yeah, that guy should definitely have to show up every year at a certain meetup.
Oh, never mind.
They brought the ruler out, man. That man is posed with a ruler.
Where's he going right there? Naked?
Look at that look. Look at that look on his face and that bottom look.
Why he won't get size reduction surgery despite all the downsides. See if you can find out what the downsides are. Just look real quick. Let's see. Because this is something, because yeah, a lot of times this is one of those things where you think a lot of things are going to be great and then they're not. The reality of it, you know?
I'm just surprised this is the news over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, what are they doing in the UK? You're going soon, aren't you?
Yeah, we're going to go over there. This is it, I guess.
You got to meet this. You're gonna have to bring him
You're
to
gonna
a
have to go
show,
on the
bro.
news, too.
Yeah.
Talk about yourself.
I'm going to have to bring this guy on stage.
Yeah,
huh?
this is something about Cambridge. Where did it say he was?
Yeah, Ben Shepherd is his name. Yeah, does it say anything that he says is the problems? Oh, to get a reduction, it would cost $15,000.
Yeah, I guess your insurance.
So does he need
I
to
don't know
start
if
a
they got
GoFundMe?
insurance in the UK. I don't know how it works.
He could start a GoFundMe.
That's
And
true,
just
huh?
keep the money
Oh, that'd be the
And
craziest
then he would just have
stuff.
Yeah.
the money and the
and the wiener.
We had a guy that did a GoFundMe or whatever, and he was supposed to die or whatever, and he didn't die, and people were all pissed when they saw him.
I would imagine. That's a letdown. That's a scam.
Yeah, people were like, "What's up, Ron?"
Thought you
thought
were
you were
dead.
gonna die.
Where's my $20, man?
Yeah, bro, huh? All right, pay me back, homie.
Yeah.
Let's see that cash. I would hate it. It would be cool probably in college, but even then it would be
Listen to us
kinda-
hating on it. I'd hate it. No, it's not even fun. Don't want it.
I just wouldn't want to be known for that. It'd almost go back to being like one of those circus guys, you know?
Yeah.
Come see Wiener Baby or whatever.
Well, yeah,
Hey,
what's up,
getting
man? Show
paid's
us your
getting
wiener.
paid, man.
Yeah, huh? Come see Mr. Watchwearer or whatever they call him.
Yeah, that guy's pretty much the new three-legged gentleman over
There
there.
you go. See, that's Franklin Teeny.
Come see the snake lady. That was, I wanted my $1 I paid back after I saw that.
I saw Tom Thumb, world's smallest horse, once. It was enjoyable.
Was it a small horse?
God, it
Was
was,
it
so
a
little.
dog
I
in a
mean,
costume?
dude, it was this big, brother.
You think there's
Oh
like
my God.
inbreeding to make them that size?
It looked like it. It looked like it wouldn't go to regular school. I'll say that
Yeah,
when I looked in its eyes, but it was this big, man.
you could tell.
He rode the short trailer.
Yeah, like
The short trailer.
Did it still stand up on its
a
own?
little bit. It
Oh
tried
man,
to.
we out here making fun of that horse. Look
I
at
thought
him.
it was a pig that they glued
It
some
looks
hair
like
on.
like a pot belly.
that horse got issues, man.
Well,
We in here bullying that poor horse. Look at him.
Look, man, that horse is on the road. It's probably opening up for a
Look at what? Look at it. Oh,
for a
man.
no humped camel. That horse is doing fine.
Paying
Look at-
money to
You
see
got
that
the
horse.
Budweiser horses.
I paid. I think
We
it was
got-
probably $2, $2.80 to see
Horses
it.
can do it. Why can't people do it?
That's a good point. That's a great point, huh?
Yeah.
Let people take the show on the road, man. Well, that's the thing. We're getting to a point where it's like little things are going to start up, and a man's going to be, you know, his own little homeless salt bay or whatever, and making meats out of his cart, and you're
Like-
going to have. Yeah, everything's going to have to be financed. People are having a tough time. Everything becomes for sale.
Yeah, I mean,
know?
everybody's
Kinda-
like moving into tiny homes, and
Yeah.
they're going to starting these little villages, have a little doctor and a dentist and a makeshift trading station.
Yeah.
Man, we have an end of the world plan, and sometimes I just wish it'd happen. Sounds fun.
You guys have a plan?
A little bit. I can't talk about it because I tell you where we're at, but we all got little jobs already set up. We got land picked out.
That's good.
Sometimes I just think that'd be kind of fun.
Well, you'd be at least you would have a skill too. You'd have a band skill.
Oh, we're gonna be hunting and gathering.
Yeah.
There ain't gonna be no more time for music.
When he's got Native American in him.
Yeah, I can track the
We
buffalo.
grow the crops.
Be
Yeah.
tracking the buffalo, man.
We ain't got buffalo in Alabama.
You don't know what's going to
tracking
happen.
the
You don't know
You
what's
got
going to
something
happen.
down there. I don't know, dude. I've been outside of
Some
some.
Alabama buffalo.
What do you guys go on tour with the new band now, or it's just your tour now? Like, is there a point where you don't open for other bands? How does that kind of
Yeah,
work?
it's just our shows now, and they keep selling out. So we keep having to move to bigger venues because people are getting pissed about it. But we are actually opening up for the Rolling Stones on May the 30th. So that's going to be
Got the
cool.
Stones album was pretty exciting.
Where's that at?
It's in Gillette Stadium, in
Boston.
Foxborough. Wow, that's gonna be pretty. That one actually just hit us last week.
So things like that are kind of popping up all the time now.
Yeah, it's pretty cool because Mick Jagger allegedly has to approve all of the openers. So he approved us. I think we get to take a picture with them too. I'm not sure.
What
It's
the
kinda-
rules are.
We're kind of at a point now where we're. I hate to say too big, but there's a point where you can't open for people, and there's. Now we're in this weird state of trying to get people to open for us. You got to. It's like a juggling act of figuring that out.
Yeah.
What bands are big or that can open for you, and what bands are we able to open up for? Which really be like the Foo Fighters and Chris Stapleton or something at this point. And so we only got to really do it a couple times especially with Elle. We did a whole tour with her, like
Yeah.
40
Yeah.
days.
She's the only one. She was the first one that took us out like that. And you know,
The only one. We've never
the
done
only
it with
one, yeah.
anybody else.
That's awesome. Yeah, I saw her perform during COVID here in Nashville.
really
I haven't been to one of her shows though. I got to go check her out.
Yeah, she's cool. She's good.
put us on a good show.
Yeah. People love her. Was there a moment where you guys kind of felt like, dang, we really got a real shot? Like, or we're kind of making it? Like, what does this look like? Was there like one moment where you guys all just maybe walked into a place and sat down, and then you like looked at each other and you're like, damn, are we like.
Making it.
Are we doing
Yeah,
it?
yeah, because it's a weird thing, but it's a real thing that happens.
I think we have little moments like that, like when we first got on the tour bus and got off
Oh,
of
I
our
can imagine that.
Getting that
normal bus.
Prevost.
getting driven around in a Prevost. Selling out we sold out 3 days at the Ryman in like 4 hours, and that was really cool too.
And those are in September. Is that the ones coming up in September?
That was a moment like, because we knew we had a good feeling we'd sell one. And then it was like, okay, the second one, we got to throw it up right now, like within the hour. And then it's like, we got a third one. We probably could have done 5 nights.
And then the manager was like, "Hey, pick an opener right now for a third night."
We're
I was
doing
like,
it.
Okay, let me see. You know,
So
we got to throw it up in 30 minutes.
I'd say that's a moment. And we got some big shows coming up this fall that are going to be kind of one of those moments. Like, I don't know specifically, but those rooms are getting bigger.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you pick openers together like that as a group?
Yeah, we pick all our openers. That's
I
fun.
mainly let like Drew and Andrew, y'all do a really good job at picking them.
Yeah. We just kind of find music we like and send it to the agents and, hey, what they cost. Can we get them?
We have friends too, like Taylor Honeycutt. She's from Montgomery, and she got started about the same time we did, and she's on the up climb as well. And she's actually on one of our Ryman shows.
Taylor Honeycutt? This is great, man. It's going to give me a lot of good stuff to listen to.
Yeah.
Oh, Belgian man whose body makes its own alcohol cleared of drunk driving. Yeah. I've heard about this before. It's a syndrome where
Sounds like alcoholism.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. But it's where your body makes booze. Let me see. A Belgian man has been acquitted of drunk driving because he has auto brewery syndrome, a rare condition whereby the body produces alcohol, as lawyers said.
Wow.
People are not born with ABS, but can develop it when they already have another intestine-related condition. Patients can present with symptoms consistent with alcohol intoxication, such as slurred speech, stumbling, loss of motor
So
function.
he's like
Similar.
always
you just
buzzed.
get, yeah, that's not similar. He's just always drunk.
That's got to be crazy, though, if you just...
To not have to drink anything, but you're always buzzed.
Yeah, people are like,
How
damn.
does that happen? Does he have to put like fruit juice in and get some hooch out?
I don't know. Like Randy's burping, y'all. It's going to be a...
Yeah. Don't let him
over.
drink that apple juice.
Yeah, pull over,
he's
baby.
he's peeing liquor at that point.
Don't let him drive, man.
I
he
have
got
a hard
cleared of
time
drunk
believing.
driving.
That sounds like some European stuff.
Auto brewery syndrome or gut fermentation syndrome is a condition in which ethanol is produced through the endogenous
Oh, dang.
fermentation by fungi or bacteria in the gastrointestinal system, oral cavity, or urinary system. Dang, so you can make your own that body wine, baby.
Yeah.
So does it come with the problem of drinking too much alcohol too?
I don't know.
Like, are you literally an alcoholic?
I guess just by standing around.
What happens if he gives blood?
Shoot, I don't know. I'll take a pint though. Dude.
Yeah, dude.
I'll take 2 pints, dude.
Hook that man up.
What else? Any other news we got? I did see they had, what was that? Oh, they had a dog that, did you see this? It's like, look it up. It's a dog. Yeah, this is it.
Terminator.
Throw Flame unveils robot dog Terminator with flamethrower attached.
Yeah.
The Ohio-based
It's happening.
$9,400. Look at this dog you can own.
$9,400.
That's the Boston Dynamics dog.
Yeah.
Dude, that's like Elon Musk when he put those flamethrowers out, except you can have it hooked to a robot. $94.
Look at that's Elon Musk at fire.
That's
dude.
like that's a decent used car price right there.
No,
You could have that 2008 Durango out there,
What do you need that
You can
for?
have-
What's the purpose of that dog with a flamethrower?
burn stuff.
Yeah, light a cigarette probably.
Burn a trash pile?
Dude.
Or cook up some damn catfish, dude. I'll tell you this, that thing will grill up a tilapia, homie.
Man.
Bro, that thing could be a waiter for that homeless guy with that cart.
We're going to start seeing some crimes. Like, what if this
know,
is...
That guy who like just set himself on fire in New York. If he
you
was
got-
going to do that, he could have done it with one of those dogs.
Yeah.
Would have been
It'd have
cool.
made the news probably a little bigger.
Yeah, it would have been.
He was trying to start a revolution apparently. And it's
Was
like-
he?
Yeah.
You haven't seen that?
I didn't see it. I know that it happened.
Yeah, and it's
there's
like-
some protest.
I know
gonna
a
start
man
a-
set himself on fire.
If you're going to start a revolution, at least use a robot dog with a flamethrower to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, are those legal? We're going to stop seeing drive-bys and it's going to be people walking.
It's 9,400.
Burning people's
Well, I'll tell you
house
this:
down.
you could start some. If you get angry at your neighbor, that thing you could burn someone's home down.
Yeah.
Just
In
comes
an
out of the
instant.
garage and walks
Yeah.
across the street.
Like, oh shit.
Hey, Jim, check out what I got.
Or be petty. Don't even burn the house down. Just burn their bushes down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that would be the worst, bro. You come out in the morning and your azaleas are gone.
Trash their grass.
So what do y'all's folks think as your lives change? Has that been interesting or has it been?
I mean, it's been so long. It's just
It's just normal, I guess.
yeah. It hasn't. I mean, I know it seems like we kind of just come out of nowhere, but we've been doing this for 7 or 8 years now. So
So they've been on the bandwagon the whole time.
I mean, yeah, my mom really wanted me to finish college. Because I
Which you
did.
did.
Yeah, I did. I was like halfway through sophomore year when I realized I could just do this. And she really wanted me to finish. She wasn't paying for it either, but
Did you get your degree?
yeah, I got it.
Oh yeah.
It's hanging up.
I was kind of blessed in the sense of my parents weren't very hands-on as far as that goes. They were like, well, trust God and do what you're going to do, man. You know, it's just pray and have a relationship with God and go find your calling. You know, I didn't really have people holding my hand too much or overbearing parents or anything like that. So
Yeah.
I could see it being tough though as a parent, and that's what your kid's getting into, because especially our parents, they grew up in the 70s, 80s.
Yeah.
Back then, it was a lot different. Yeah, dude,
My
shooting
dad was
heroin.
rooting for me. My dad works in construction, so I was like, yeah, son, if you want to be
Yeah.
a rock star, go do it.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, it probably is. I guess that's the two different types of parents. It's either you got to go with something safe, or you going to be like, dude, I've had to do something safer. Won't you get out there and take a swing at it, boss?
Yeah.
Well, what people need to realize is whatever you want to do, you have to make that your safe. Make that your safety net. Like you can only go so long with like a backup plan or
You can't
or
be
a
half
side
in,
job.
half out.
Yeah, eventually you're gonna just have to dive into it and make that your safety net.
Yeah.
Figure it out.
Yeah, that's a good point,
I
man.
mean, even with like comedy, you hear a lot of comics started out sleeping in the back of their cars. I mean, same with musicians sleeping out in their cars to go do another show the next day, and you just gotta send it.
Yeah, I remember I was in love one time with a girl, and I was like, I tried to stop and do real estate for a while, and I couldn't do real estate real good. I actually filled out one of the leases wrong or something, and
Bought the
had
house
to pay
yourself.
I had to pay some lady's rent though.
Really?
Yeah, I messed up, and
During
Oh, it
COVID,
was
I
horrible.
sold roofs.
You sold roofs?
Yeah, there was during 2020 when those 2 or 3 hurricanes hit the Gulf Coast at once.
oh yeah,
Everybody was down there just selling roofs, and I was working with one of the companies that was owned by one of my friends because he knew like COVID had happened and shows weren't very common at the time, so he hooked me up with a job working with him. And I think I sold 3 or 4 roofs, and every single roof that I sold, he lost money on. He'd like get under there and just find more and more stuff wrong with it. It ended up being like a $40,000 job, and the insurance only covered like $20,000 of it.
you're like Brandon.
Yeah.
I'm not a good roof seller, man. I'm not a good salesman, period. Because salesman's job is to convince you to buy something, and my attitude was just like, buy it or not, I don't care. Like, if you don't want it, no skin off my back.
yeah,
There's
It's like the opposite of what you're supposed to do.
hurricane jobs are a real thing where we are.
it's really
You
true.
hope
huh?
for them hurricanes.
Well, it's so funny. It's like you kind of like yeah. So many of my friends work in like where they sell the kelp process, like people's insurance claims and all of that. Man, that's a
what I
huge
got during
business.
COVID. My fiance's dad is an insurance adjuster, so I was like untrained. So I was climbing on people's roofs, marking stuff with a. I had no idea. I was up there just circling stuff.
Just drawing whatever.
Yeah, I'd sign my name on half of them. Just go up there and circle damage and take a picture of it.
Well, what's scary is like
I would hate to be those homeowners. You got this hippie coming and climbing on your roof, up there coloring and drawing.
Yeah, he's just writing widespread panic lyrics up there.
Yeah, you need a new roof.
draw the Wayland symbol.
Yeah.
Have you guys gotten to meet widespread?
No. I mean, we listen. I wouldn't say we're the biggest fans, but I mean, I think everybody's listened to them at this point. But
Yeah. It's just something you don't hear a lot of people get to meet. It's just they're kind of like one of those interesting groups,
it's like Eric, we played with Eric Church, didn't meet him. He sent a bottle of whiskey with a note, but we didn't meet the guy.
I think it's
some
because he
guys-
would literally fly in and play the show and fly out.
I think that's how a lot of those really, really big guys are.
Yeah.
They come in, get business done, and they're out.
I went to Eric's house
Oh
a
yeah,
couple years
hung
ago.
out with him.
Yeah, and wrote a song. Me and Matthew and Drew wrote a song with him.
How does something like that get set up?
I have no idea. I think one of them booking agents reached out to him.
Probably.
I think
Yeah,
so.
I think it got set up through the managers, and I don't really know.
I can't remember how that went about. If he reached out to us or if we reached out to him.
Are there like are there writing sessions that you have scheduled coming up kind of thing or is that just like once in a while sort of thing? How does because you guys have a new album, so you won't be writing for a while, or you just kind of write as you go?
Me, Drew, and Matthew make a yearly trip up here in January after the new year, and we usually stay up here for a week and do a bunch of writing. And we're trying to do that more often now. But yeah, sometimes we'll meet people too and just get a co-write scheduled. A lot of times though, when we write our stuff of our own, it happens when we're at home. It's very hard to write and make music when you're touring all the time.
Yeah, and most of our songs come from with, Brandon, Drew, and Matthew writing, and rather than from a co-write somewhere.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
kind of how it happens.
That's how it happens, man.
We play all the new records at the live shows, pretty much.
Oh, sweet.
That's how we test them out. And
Yeah, and so the response has been good.
well, that's how we even do it before we even go in the studio. We just start playing stuff. If we don't feel a good response, and we kind of go back and change a couple things, and they kind of grow with us on the road, and we get, I mean, it's like, it's quick feedback.
Yeah, you're constantly in a space where you can experiment.
Yeah, we can test.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome, huh?
Yeah.
It was like going out and trying jokes on the
Yeah.
crowd, see if
Yeah.
you get laughs or not.
Yeah, no, it's that is one nice thing about having shows where you're just kind of cruising along and you're working and you're writing at the same time. Because I learn a lot of times in the moment up on stage. You know, I think it's you can write it, but it's after a while you kind of know your voice too, and you know what'll kind of roll for you.
I think that's what
that's
you can't.
scary.
That's what you can't get. And I'm not knocking anybody who does like The Voice or American Idol, because if that's your way, if that's the path you want to take, then cool. But you can't skip the road dogging it. You can't skip playing in front of a crowd or playing in front of empty rooms. No matter if you win a TV show or not, you're still going to have to acquire that experience, or it's just you're going to have a hard time navigating, trying to figure out how to work a crowd or figure out what works and what doesn't work.
Yeah, that's a good point. I would hate to have had a chance to have a larger crowd and not known.
Yeah.
I mean, even then, it's still tough sometimes because it's still, you're in front of a huge group of people. I mean, you see all the time, like entertainers have problems with people throwing them out. We've had to throw people out of shows, or people throwing stuff at, like Nicki Minaj gets something thrown at her every other week, it looks like. But
I don't understand that.
yeah, me neither. But it's like there's always going to be that element that you're in a live space.
Yep.
But to not have had the reps of like, I know how to be here.
It gives you some
know?
confidence too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I couldn't imagine, especially a comedian, like you're saying, that just gets thrown out to the wolves. Here's over an arena. Good luck. But a lot of those guys off Kill Tony will have to do that.
That's a good point.
They go from a minute to, I don't know what you get as an opener.
Well, they
you
just
get a
go
couple
in-
more.
Yeah, that's the goal. I remember when you got to, they usually start you with 3 minutes.
As a like first opener.
Yeah, comedian with 3 minutes. Like when
Wow.
you're first starting out, they're like, okay, you're on a show. It's like you're going to do 3 minutes.
Wow.
And you're like, okay, can I get through 3 minutes? And if you have to get down early, you're just like, I'm done. And they're like, well, you weren't, but okay, come on back here. You know? And then you try to get up to 5. And when you really start feeling like you're rocking as a comedian is when you get to like,
That 15 mark.
Yeah.
I could see that.
Then
You got
you
a little
start,
time to
like,
get
saying-
uncomfortable.
you're like, I might go on the road. You might start saying shit like that to people. And people are like, you're out of your mind. Dude. You work at Dairy Queen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're out of your mind.
I got a 15-minute set, man. You don't know me.
Yeah,
I'm
you
going
don't
on
know
tour.
me. Yeah. I'm out of here.
Yeah.
And you just start yelling at people while you're trying to throw that trash into the bin at night behind the Dairy
Testing
Queen.
it out on the homeless people still hanging around outside.
Yeah, and then that's when it gets like, that's when you can kind of go on the road with somebody. But then there's those moments where you get stranded. You burned all your 15 in 10 minutes. It was a bad show and you still have to kill 5 minutes.
Oof. We've had shows where you just want it to be over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is it? Sometimes it's the energy of a room. It's just the night. It just is what it is.
I mean, we had one recent.
Sometimes it's just from being tired. Like we're trying to think now, we're no more than 4 shows a week and no more than 3 in a row.
Yep.
Because by that third show, and we've had 5 shows in a row, and it's like by that third show, you need a break. And at the end of the day, you're taken away from the crowd anyway, because if you're up there tired and too tired to give it your all, then you're
just
selling
kinda-
your crowd short.
Yeah, you just kind of go into the motions. But I mean, we've done that, and people at the shows like, that's the best show I've ever seen.
And
I'm like,
sometimes,
dang, we're sorry.
sometimes it's like Tortuga though, where it's like everybody's vibing to a completely different style of music than we play, and then we show up just playing rock and roll, and the crowd's just like, bring back the
yeah,
beat.
it's like they were like doing, it's like bro country or pop country, and then we're in the middle of it, and we don't even consider ourselves country. It's just like we ruined everybody's beach party.
Yeah.
They're out there, they want songs about getting drunk, and
Oh, I could see that kind of. You guys are kind of in a little bit, not your own
We're at-
space, but what
yeah.
is it?
I don't
know.
We just do what we want, I guess.
We call it non-dom rock,
Yeah.
I like that.
non-denominational rock and roll. It's just like
I like that.
all over the place.
Everybody's at that beach, and then we're like, here's one about mental health.
Yeah.
Enjoy. If you know somebody.
Strays, though. That's kind of strays. That's what strays do, man.
Yeah, we that part came from just kind of being, I wouldn't say outcast, but we were always a little different from the crowds we grew up in. Didn't quite fit in. I went to private school. I didn't fit in with a lot of those kids.
I didn't really put that together too. But yeah, we are kind of straying from the
From the norm.
norm musically. a lot of people don't really know where to put us.
Well, there's some riffs in there. Sometimes I feel like some of it has an Aerosmith kind of. It's interesting. I'll go through different moments where I feel different things, you know?
Yeah, it's just, I mean, we don't, when we writing or making music, we don't try to sound like anybody. Or, I mean, we just do what we think sounds cool.
Yeah.
I think that's really cool to find your own little niche.
Yeah. Well, look, I think it's just a testament to, but to be able to figure out what works for 5 guys at once, it's pretty remarkable, you know?
Yeah.
Because you really have 5 inputs, even though you have only 3 or 4 guys contribute maybe on the songwriting edge, but
We still all work it up together.
Yeah, we all create the songs
music
together, yeah.
But then, it just goes back to not being able to skip that step, playing in front of crowds together as a band and road dogging it and everything that comes along with all of that. That's where you start to figure out how each other plays or what each other is about to do. It's kind of like, what is it, telekinesis?
Telekinesis.
Telekinetic.
No, it's not. What's the word we're looking for? Telepathic.
when women all get on the same menstrual cycle or whatever, like on a volleyball team.
We definitely have that.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we're on the same musical cycle.
I like that, man. Any unique things that have happened out on the road? Any wildcat?
Oh man, we got stories for days.
Anything that really shook you out there?
Man,
recent or just in general?
Back in the day, we've had bus fires. We did a whole transmission swap ourselves in Colorado.
No way.
We bought another bus.
We were going through Colorado. I think I-70 had washed out.
Yeah, I-70 was washed out, so we had to go the Fairplay up through where South Park is, and it's like 13,000 feet. And we had to go the back way to get to Grand Junction.
We were going up the side of this mountain, and I was laying in my bunk.
I was driving.
I hear like Andrew screaming. I had my headphones in, and I hear him screaming like, "We just blew the transmission out!" And like we're literally on the side of a mountain.
Yeah, it's 90 degrees straight down, 90 degrees straight up, 2-lane road,
and
just right there,
like right against the side of it with rocks, and there's a folding rock sign. And Drew like steps out of the bus and hits some gravel and immediately falls down.
just pissed.
He gets up and starts punching the bus.
I just knew it was happening. We're just going, and when you get up that high, it's with our diesel especially, you lose, the math, you lose what, 3% for every 1,000 feet or so.
Of what, brain power or whatever?
Our brain power. Yeah. No, for the motor.
Oh.
If the air's so thin, the motor has to work harder.
Probably some brain power too.
Yeah, we're definitely losing some brain
wow.
power. I'm not good with altitude. I've had some bad times, but.
And how'd you get that thing back down? You get a tow truck?
Yeah, we had
to get a semi truck.
Yeah,
that loaded the bus up and our trailer.
Like a $5,000 tow to the
a state
Buena
trooper.
Vista.
A state trooper gave us a ride as well, out of the goodness of his heart. And Buena Vista, Colorado, and there was like one hotel room left in that whole town because I was calling while we were waiting on the tow truck. And finally got it, and we all piled up in that one hotel room. Like, well, what are we going to do? Me and Andrew, so we had the bus dropped off at a transmission shop in town, and it was probably a good 4 miles away. Mm-hmm. And we got up the next morning right before the sun come up and just start walking towards it. And
we're like 10,000 feet. I mean, we aren't built. We're getting sea level men. Yeah. We ain't built for that.
We finally make it to the transmission shop, and he's like, "Man, I'm 2 months backed up. Get this thing out of here. I can't work on this."
Oh.
And so we're walking back to the hotel, wondering what we're gonna do.
And we've been in that situation before, and because we've had to roll up the shops like, "Hey, we ain't leaving. Yeah. You gonna fix it, or we stay in here with you?"
Yeah.
And it's not like we just have to throw money at people. Like, just work on it. We'll pay you whatever. And he's not having it.
Damn.
He's like, "Sorry."
Isn't that where The Shining is, where the hotel is?
Buena Vista?
I don't
think so.
I don't think so. This is not a very nice. It's beautiful, but it's not a big town like where that big hotel would be.
Okay.
Ben might have to pull that one up. I'm not sure where that's at.
Yeah, see where that's at, man.
It is up in the mountains somewhere, though. Is that Montana? It's in Oregon, man. Dude, that place is in England? No, the interiors were filmed.
No, The Shining, yeah. The interior, the Real Overlook Hotel, maybe?
Mm-hmm.
We got Good Godly Woman in the sequel to The Shining for like 2 seconds.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Dr. Sleep.
But to continue what we're talking about was we started walking back just like, what do we do? And we have to start, me and Brandon's hitchhiking to this town in Colorado, literally walking out with a thumb out.
With a thumb out.
Yeah.
And this old guy in the Jeep picks us up. and he gave us a ride to the hotel.
We were just like, we have to do something.
Damn.
We've been picked up by strangers a bunch of times.
He dropped us off, and he's like, hey, there's a white water rafting company that sells buses like the one you're talking about. Maybe hit them up, see if you can buy a bus from them. And we were like, yeah, whatever, thank you. Still tried to find someone to rebuild the transmission, and the closest person that would was in Denver.
It's like
And
3 hours away.
He said, if you pull it and bring it to me, I'll build it for you. And so before we resorted to that, we had rented a U-Haul van and went and talked to that company, the white water rafting company, and he had a bus just like ours that had a freshly rebuilt transmission in it. And he put like 30 miles on it and parked it because he bought a school bus. They used the buses to bus people out to the river to white water raft. And he said he'd sell us the bus for $3,000. And then he figured out we were a band, and he was like, well, if y'all play a show for us, I'll knock $1,000 off the price.
No way.
And we were here for like 4 days. And the place is, so they do that white water rafting. All these teenagers come to be the guides. Like a bunch of river rats come in, and they, you know those campers on the back of a pickup truck?
Yeah.
It's a field full of them. And
All
that's
just
where
laying on the ground.
That's where these kids are living.
In those?
Yeah, and the grass is all grown up around them, and they don't have power.
So
They're
it's
like,
just the ground and then the camper top?
and the camper shop, and it's like a trailer park of them. They're everywhere.
But it's not a full trailer. It's just the little...
it's just
just
that
a
little
just a couple
cabin.
feet, isn't it?
What do you mean? Yeah, I mean, well, I think you can stand up in them, but they have like that little, the part in the top you can sleep in.
Here's what I'm picturing like a pickup truck, and then that thing that goes on the back.
That goes on the bed. Yeah, like sits down.
It
in
goes on the bed and kind of goes over the
top
cab.
of the cab.
Oh, no, not that. I'm just thinking of the one that just goes, that's even
Oh, you're
with the
thinking
top
of a
the
camper
cab.
shell.
Yeah.
No, this is like it's like a motorhome. Well,
Now I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
With the piece that goes over the
yeah,
top.
and
Put
they're
like
all
a window
in those.
unit in them sometimes.
Yeah.
And these are straight hippies.
And there's no trucks, just those?
Just those. And the grass is all grown over top of them. They're living in them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like those. Not as nice. Like that one on the top right.
Yeah, 100%.
No, left.
That one's too big.
That one. It's a
Yeah.
bunch of those. And these kids are straight up real life hippies. Like straight up. We set up and played for them, and they were dancing in between songs kind of thing.
No,
it's all
Buena
gravel. It's all
Vista?
dusty in here in
Yeah.
the rafting building.
Yeah.
There was
we played
probably
the show
30
in
or
the-
40 of these kids.
Yeah.
Well, I say kids, they're probably in their late teens, early 20s.
It was in the big building where they keep all the boats, and we sat up in there, and it was like a gravel floor, and just the dust from them like scooting
Shuffling,
and
doing
shuffling.
that hippie shuffle.
Dude, that's incredible. And that was, look up, see what rafting company that was. That's
Yeah,
phenomenal.
whitewater rafting. In Buena
Yeah,
Vista.
we can. I mean, there's a couple. It's in Buena Vista. Some whitewater, something.
So then you guys take off in that new bus?
Well, no.
We get the tow truck to drop our bus off next to the one we just purchased, and then we just start taking them apart. And we took the transmission out of ours, took the transmission out of the other one, and swapped them around. And I did something wrong in the process. I didn't put the torque converter all the way in, and so we bolted it up and bent a pump gear and had to pull it back out and take it to that original transmission shop. And we pulled what he was talking about, like, hey, we
ain't
need you to
leaving.
fix this. We ain't
Fix
leaving.
it.
And
He
so
ended up having a soft spot. He actually helped us
Yeah.
out big time.
he took it apart and straightened out what I had accidentally bent and put it back together, and then we got it back in there.
But
a 2-day job turned into like a 5-day job, and it was miserable.
But while like Brandon and a couple of the, and this is just the 5 of us on the road together, they would be working on dropping the transmission or getting the other one ready. Me and Zach would be just ripping every part we could get our hands on this bus. You don't see these buses ever in like a pull apart. 'Cause usually somebody will take them. It's a 7.3 diesel. Those never show up. So we're getting every part you could put a hand on, snatching it out. We took out like the turbo. We took the back AC unit. We took the driver's chair. Took the steering, the steering box underneath it. That thing would never drive ever again in its life. Damn. We
Then
just
we just
straight
gave it
pull
away.
apart.
Somebody asked if they could have it, and we were like, yeah, you can
Yeah.
have it.
He was
It
like,
was
"Well,
just a
just drive."
carcass, huh?
Yeah, he said, "Steer it over here, and I'll pull." I was like, "You ain't steering nothing." So we straight left it.
You're like, we took the steering.
We took
You're like,
everything.
what?
That thing was. We took the bumper. We swapped the bumpers. Everything. I took the tail lights. But we got it put back. Our bus put back together with all
And hit
these
the
other
road.
parts and got down to Mississippi.
So you guys had to miss some shows in it, or you had a little break?
I think we missed one show.
Did we? I don't know if we did.
We missed where were we heading?
Mississippi.
No, we were heading somewhere else.
Oh, Grand Junction.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
we
missed
missed the
Grand
last
Junction.
Colorado show, but we had 4 days off, so we made it. We just buckled up and drove.
Wow.
Yeah, that was a time in our lives that was looking back.
rough.
It was fun in the moment. It was. I think it was that American Adventure Expeditions. Looks familiar.
Yeah. We went stopped somewhere with this good whitewater raft, and it was in Tennessee. That was over near Chattanooga.
I've never done it before.
It looks fun. They
It's
didn't.
nice,
They
man.
didn't take us out.
You'd think that'd been part of the deal, but there's your bus.
Oh man, that's it. I mean, that's
That's
the
it,
town.
That's where we were trapped for 4 days.
It was beautiful.
Looks
Oh
like
yeah,
it.
but we were underneath that thing, bench pressing this transmission, and this dude comes by and he crawls up under there with us. This hippie.
He had like a
And he's
big
like
mustache.
touching. He's like, let me touch everybody. Get his hands on us.
Eliza Thornberry's
He's like,
dad
man,
mustache.
We're having a moment right now. It's like, yeah, man, we're having a moment this whole week. Thank you.
Then he offered us some drugs.
He's like, man, y'all like to party? Like, yeah, we like to party. He's like, man, I got ketamine, I got cocaine, I've got all sorts of stuff. We're like, no, man, we're good. We're gonna bench press this transmission.
wasn't really good at reading the room. Just covered in grease, trying to put a bus back together.
I ain't doing no cocaine with someone who's super homeless.
Oh yeah, these are and
You know,
it was
if
a,
someone is,
I don't know if it was like a-
yeah, I'll see where you're not living at. Let's party. Let's walk.
come back
around.
to my camper. We'll hang out.
But if somebody's super homeless, dude, I'm out.
That could have been it too. That looks pretty familiar.
It was what was across? There was two of them across the street from each other.
Yeah.
There was a Domino's down the street. That's all we had to eat.
Oh yeah, there always is.
Next to a mechanic shop. They shared a driveway because they
Where'd
hated
you guys
each other.
sleep at while you're there?
The hotel was right in front of the rafting place.
Oh,
I think
bet.
that
We
last
got it.
night we had to sleep on the bus.
Yeah, we
like,
did.
As
We
it was
ran out
still
of-
blocked up. Just we opened the windows and camped out in it, man. Just like the hippies.
Hell yeah. And that was when you was that's when you're like, oh, now I see where that guy was coming from. man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a tough time.
Yeah, there's Domino's.
Yes, and I think it's the one across it's the,
The
Adventure
Adventure
Company.
Yeah.
That's who you guys are, man. Y'all are
I
the
believe it
adventure
was
company.
them.
You guys have been on a lot of adventures, man.
I got a good rating. That's
Yeah,
the
that's-
raft.
that's the rafting.
Look at this. There's
That's where we
that
played the show.
building. Go up one, Ben. That
Yeah.
one.
No, y'all played
No,
in
down.
that raft room?
That one. Yeah.
Yeah.
we played in that raft
That's where
room
we played the
right
show.
there.
Amen.
That's where we set up.
Wow.
They were still rafts hanging around. People were hanging out at them watching the shows. It's kind of cool.
Bro, that's unreal looking.
We'll have to get in contact with those folks.
Dude, if you guys went back through there at some point,
Probably that bus is probably still laying where we left
We need
it.
to go check on that bus.
yeah. Amen, man.
They hate that the mechanic shop next door. They hated each other.
But you guys were kind of like the bridge between them that time, huh?
Yeah.
Except we left that bus. That mechanic said he was going to go get it. I bet he never went and got it. It's probably still sitting in the same place.
Any stray animals you pick up out there? Speaking of the strays.
No, not really.
I'm trying to think. We've hit some animals.
Amen.
We did.
And RIP, sorry.
Yeah.
But hey, look, sometimes the Lord uses you and your vehicle to bring an animal home.
Exactly.
It's good for the population.
Let's just respond somewhere.
Yeah. Dude, I'm so excited about the new album. When will it come out? Do we know yet?
We're thinking late summer.
Yeah, hopefully around August time. It's about to start picking back up again. I think everybody's going to really like it.
I'm amazed that you guys aren't even impressed with yourselves yet.
I
It's
don't know,
one
man.
of those things you kind of can't take it for granted. It can be taken
Yeah.
from you tomorrow, you know.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
like
We could Skinner this thing and die in a plane crash.
people
Hopefully
get,
not.
People get popular too, and they're popular for however long, and then time goes by, and then nobody knows who they are anymore. That could very well be us. You know, it's
Yeah.
who knows. Just try to be thankful for it, and never want to be like complacent. I guess always want to be trying to get better, and just be a better person, put on a better show, and be a better band, make better music. Just never stop growing. You know.
Yeah. Well, the rest of us are impressed, man. I'll say that, dude.
Good deal. I'm glad
There's a lot
somebody
better
is.
music
For
out there.
sure. Thank you guys so much for making good tunes. And yeah, excited to hear the new album. Do we even know a name of it yet? Or
Give it to him, Brandon.
Huh?
Just give it to him.
All right, the album's going to be called "Made by These Moments," and it's got a good message to it. I'm excited. I'm excited for people to hear the music, but it's just got a good message as well. So it's going to be cool.
No, we've never told anybody that publicly, so.
Nope.
nice.
You heard it here first.
I'm sure you'll email me tomorrow and ask me to take it out, but that's all right.
No, we
No,
in
don't take
we
it
in
out.
charge
Yeah,
here, buddy.
yeah, we make the calls.
Yeah.
Oh,
We
man.
make calls.
Yeah, well, thanks for sharing that. Made by these moments, man. Yeah, it's a lot of what life is, man. Making them good ones too.
That's what it stands for us. All those stories we were just talking about is why we're here. So it means a lot to us.
Amen. Red Clay Strays, boys. Thank you guys so much, man. I appreciate it. Thank you guys for coming and just chatting and spending time. Good to get to know you guys a little bit. And I look forward to coming out and being able to catch another show soon.
Yeah, you just let us know. We always got a spot on the list for you.
Gang, baby, you guys stay healthy out there, man.
Me too.
You too, man.
Thank you.
Now I'm just floating on the breeze, and I feel I'm falling like these leaves. I must be cornerstone. Oh,